and set me free. Come and set me free. Come and set me free, 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 free. Come and set me free. Give me all I
need. 24 racing prizes are brought to you by Southern Cross Alliance, Frontier Consolidated, The Red Legion, Sire Imperium, and Cloud Imperium Games. IDMA Crux prizes include first place C2 Hercules, second place F7CM Heartseekers, and third place Cutter Ramblers. AX2 prizes are first place SRVs, second place Heralds, and third place Hoverquads. AX3 prizes are first place Mercury Star Runners, second place Heralds, and third place Hoverquads. Icon prizes are first place 400 Eyes, second place Centurions, and third place STVs. Aurora prizes are first place Freelancer Maxes, second place Sulans, and third place Cutter Ramblers. Heavy prizes are first place Starfarers, second place Spartans, and third place STVs. Thank you to all our sponsors, and good luck to all racers of the Crux Cup 2954.
Hankins on you in 5.
Good to go? Well, good morning, afternoon.
Hello, everyone.
And welcome to Crux Cup 2954 OpenGP Division here in beautiful smoggy Lorville. I'm here with EchoBit and Papa Juggernaut, ready to showcase some of Star Citizen's finest. Take it away, PJ.
Good to see you, Hankin. Welcome everybody to the championship races of Crux Cup 2954. We are very excited to be here on the day that brings this all to an amazing conclusion right here as we crown some champions. We are very, very excited about this. For those who don't know, the OpenGP race, this is for amateur racers. This is where we are taking a look at one of the 2 main competition classes. There are 3 classes in total that are going to be catering to all the popular racing styles. We're really excited about this. Open Racing class allows all other ships that are not in a dedicated racing class. This is so pilots can race whatever their favorite ship is. They're not locked into ship choice. They pick what they want to race. We see how those chances kind of fall out as we go through the track. The Aurora Racing class is obviously Auroras. Very competitive class, and we had a great time last weekend watching these things fly around the track. Heavy class, which is for all the industrial and logistics and capital class ships that are not in the luxury class. We took care of all those 890s and 6. That was a great time back in the luxury GP. So this is going to be a heck of a lot of fun. Right now, Henkin and I want to go over some of the racing profiles for all of you in the audience that are going to be watching. We're going to give you an overview of who you're watching today. Best of all, who you're going to be cheering for. Make sure that you are throughout the race talking about the teams and the racers that you are here to support. We do love to see it. So let's get right into some of the racer profiles, especially now that we know, thanks to that amazing video, we know what they're going to be winning if they hit the podium.
We start out with the open class?
Yeah, let's start with open class. There they are. All right, up first we've got Sanguis Luna. That is an amazing team that we've seen incredible performance for. And for last week, we saw Kelsar nail this track. Kelsar was putting down faster time after faster time after faster time. It was quite amazing. This is Kelsar and Paper Hands, both racing in an Anvil Arrow. The best qualifying time, and we were really, really amazed when this happened last weekend. Sub 2 minutes in 1 minute 58 seconds. It was amazing to watch, and I'm really looking forward to today. Hankin, obviously, I think you know both of these fine racers. Quite a talented team.
Yes, sir. You are absolutely correct. UP, one of my favorite freaking people.
This is good stuff. For those who don't know, Paper is running with a joystick and throttle. He's got a HOTAS setup. Kelsar is on a HOSAS setup. So slightly different capabilities here, and both achieve just amazing speeds with what we've got going on here. Paper Hands blames Durnk for getting him into racing, but Kelsar started 3 years ago in Arena Commander. Hankin, how much time do you spend in Arena Commander versus PU?
Honestly, not that much. Lately, I've just started getting back into racing, but ever since they added in the Gravlev racing, I'm going to be spending a little bit more time there.
Yeah, Gravlev is going to be a game changer for everybody. This is exciting stuff. My first attempt at racing was in Arena Commander. I crashed. If I made it 20 seconds, I considered it a victory lap, even if it wasn't a full lap. I was terrible at it, but it was a really good time. So we're very excited to see Sanguis Luna return here today. We're very excited about what they're going to be doing and watching the incredible speed at which they move around this track. Let's move on to Frontier Consolidated. Who do we have on that team?
Looks like Ryu Kira and Nextro racing a Hammerhead and Anvil Arrow. What a pair.
Right.
Looks like Ryu here is running mouse and keyboard, and Nextro running 2 joysticks, aka the HOSAS setup.
Big excitement for the mouse and keyboard crew. I'm really excited because these are folks that don't have quite the same degree of control based on the equipment that they've got. So anytime I see mouse and keyboard racers at this level of racing, it just gets me super stoked. I'm excited about it. Up next, we've got from the Turbor Corporation, we've got Zorion, who's going to be in an 85X from the luxurious manufacturer of Origin, running 2 VKB Gladiator sticks. So lots of control there, lots of capability. Very excited to see them going. Who do we have? Oh, okay. So I'm going to put you through the same thing I put Croncy through. What's the name of the next org?
La Fédération de Camelot.
Not bad. You had more confidence in that than Croncy. Yes, you had more confidence in that than Croncy. That was very great.
I can tell you make it.
That's going to be LFK Arthur P racing in an Anvil Arrow. Best qualifying time was 2 minutes 49 seconds in that Arrow. Actually, Echo, I've got a question for you. I know we had a couple of last minute substitutions for ships. Are those noted here?
Any that come up, I think I can make mention of. So open class. We've just got Euro Trucker and Southern Cross Alliance at the end there. They joined and qualified just for today.
Okay. Excellent. Okay. Just wanted to make sure because I did notice that there were some folks who were, hey, I qualified in this, but I want to race in this. Can I do it? And I know there was a substitution or two, so that was really exciting to see. And we're going to see where that lands us today. One of the things I liked about Arthur with La Fédération de Camelot was they started racing in August of 2023. Kind of technically, they're a fairly new racer and they're already here in the championship series. So I love to see that. That's a really good testament to somebody who's been dedicated to achieving really good times with this. Up next, Hankin, the Saber Raven Owners Club. Who do we have on that team?
All right, coming at you is Commander Tina racing in a Raven with Bobbitt Aboso, also in a Saber Raven. Good qualifying time of 2 minutes 49 seconds and 640 milliseconds.
I was a big fan of Tenno watching them as they went around the track last weekend. Really impressive racing, and now we've got to, and it's not often we get to see a Raven. There's not a whole lot of Ravens in the game, and now we get to see one appear in championship racing, so this is very exciting stuff. Commander Tennis started with Crux Cup 2953 on a whim. I would love to know the backstory to that whim. How do you just, I'm going to start with a championship race. Yay! Like, I don't know what prompts that, but I would love to know what that inspiration was. First racing ship. You know, right? I was born this way. First racing ship from Commander Tenna is the Aegis Saber Raven, so they have stuck with this Raven all the way through. And you know, like I said, it's not a common ship, something that a lot of people have wanted. So the fact that Tenna is going to be racing that along with Bobbit is going to be really, really cool to watch, and love to see these things, especially if we get a daytime race. Saber Raven looks great.
Especially running mouse and keyboard. I'm pretty excited to see what they can do with that. With a lot of these hostess and, you know, hotel setups. All right, up next, we got a Blue Star Transport featuring
the Missile racing in the wonderful Avenger Titan. And I love this. I talked about this last week, and I'm going to keep saying it. The Avenger Titan was my starter ship. I'm so loving watching this thing go. It is a great starter, by the way, for anybody who's looking at joining the world of Star Citizen. If you're looking to jump into the verse, definitely check out the Avenger Titan. Great starter. Gives you a little bit of capability to do everything. So make sure that you check out the Titan as one of your considerations. But the Missile did a great job with it. Qualifying time from the best qualifying time they had, was 3 minutes and 2 seconds. So hopefully today they're going to be shaving time off of that with that Titan, and we're going to see a Penguin go fast.
Always a tried and true starter.
Yeah, exactly. Tried and true. Up next is Southern Cross Alliance. That is going to be an Origin 315P and a C2 Hercules. There's Euro Trucker that Echo was talking about. Again, we've got weird pairings. We had the Arrow and the Hammerhead. Now we've got an Origin 315 and a C2 Hercules. I think people are looking at sort of this, you know, odd couple and saying, yeah, let's race those. What goes through your head when you see two drastically different ships try to team up like this?
Honestly, the story of David and Goliath, but working together.
That's right. Yeah, David and Goliath on the same team. I like that. We do know Euro Trucker, by the way, is they made the substitution. They are on a HOSAS setup. Euro Trucker did get a 3 minute and 43 second best time. And I would love to know, they qualified through SCRGG. Echo, do you know, was Euro Trucker's qualifier in a C2? Did they get 343 in a C2 Hercules?
Yes, it was in a C2. So that's where I got the time from. But because they qualified on SCR.GG, they're placed at the back of the pack today. They didn't attend the qualifying race actual to get a better grid position.
It's okay. I'm so happy to see a C2 do so well. That's just great, man.
Okay, Euro doesn't need
that. Checkered.
Well, he'll make up that space.
Okay, that's right. That's what we're hoping for. So that's going to be the open class, everybody. If you had your favorite racer just get named or your favorite org and team just get named, make sure you support them throughout the race in chat. Make sure you are prompting all the wonderful cheers, whatever emotes you got access to, especially if it's Henkins. Make sure you put that to good use. Up next, we've got the Aurora class. Yes. And then we've got the heavies after that. Echo, how are we doing on time? Are we all right with running through these racers?
We're all good to read out in full detail, so keep going as you are.
Fantastic. Henkin, up next, we've got the Aurora class. Who's our first team?
All right, starting out is XGR White featuring Steve CC in an Aurora LX and Speedweed, also in an Aurora LX. Looks like best qualifying time coming at you at 3 minutes 43 seconds.
Exactly.
Speed meets luxury.
That's right. This was a great team to watch. Speedweed was actually my choice during the qualifying races. I was expecting really incredible lap times, and we certainly got them from Speedweed. But XGR, you know, obviously an incredible racing org. Anytime you see XGR get involved, you know that there's going to be some high quality racing going on. Speedweed's first racing ship was actually a Mirai Razor. And we've talked about this previously. The Razor is an incredible racing ship, something dedicated, finally kind of honed to this craft and this game loop side. So it's going to be a lot of fun to watch this. I did like Speedweed's specific background, though. Speedweed said that they were dragged into racing in late 2951 by Black Maze. So you've got some folks that are like, yeah, I'm entering a race on a whim. Then you've got folks like Speed where like, no, I was dragged in here kicking and screaming. And then you've got folks like Kelsar who comes back and Kelsar says, I've been racing since the day I was born and I'm good at it. You know, I love seeing all these different dynamics of how people get into the world of racing and what keeps them here and the passion that they find for it. So we're very excited to see that. So thank you very much to XGR White Speedweed and Steve CC. We're looking forward to seeing you in the Aurora class today. Up next is Prof Decoy and Loud Guns, both racing Auroras, but Decoy's racing an Aurora ES. Loud Guns is racing an Aurora MR. Fastest qualifying time from Prof Decoy was 3 minutes and 44 seconds. We are looking at, oh, that's right. So Loud Guns is mouse and keyboard, and I loved this, and I said it last weekend, and I'm saying it again. Loud Gun says, mouse and keyboard to prove you don't need $1,000 of sticks and mounts to get into racing. 100% true. I'm sorry, I'm just a rabble rouser. Henkin's like, just shut up and get reading.
Oh, no, it's perfect. And I mean, they show it by using the MR and ES, like basically the base version of the Aurora, as showboating in an LX.
Yep, pretty much. All right, who's our next team, sir?
Looks like next is Chore Data Racing, featuring Red Wolfwood in an MR and Bahoots in an Aurora MR. Best qualifying time of 3 minutes 45 seconds. Looks like we're running a HOTAS setup and another mouse and keyboard. Yep.
Love this. Another stick and mouse and keyboard combo. These guys are going to be fun to watch. When and how did you get into racing? I loved Redwood's answer. XGR. They're not in XGR. They're not representing XGR today, but they got pulled in by XGR. And I think that shows the power that orgs can have inside this game, but also to the wider public, is that as people, we don't know where they're going to start their journey with Star Citizen. We don't know where they're going to start their journey with an org. We don't know where they're going to start their journey with a game loop. When you have something like XGR that's representing the game and representing these loops so well, I think that really helps put a great face on the game that we all love. So it's good to see it, and I'm glad they got recognition by Red Wolfwood. Up next, we've got Das Cartel. This is represented by Psycloud and Bleach Boy, both representing Aurora LXs that Henkin just disparaged in the commentary here. But that's okay. Psycloud and Bleach Boy, I don't want you to feel like Henkin's against you. He simply narrate. It's just commentary. It's fine.
I gotta root for the underdog, you know?
There you go. Got to root for the underdog. Bleach Boy, we do know, is running mouse and keyboard. So again, you don't need $1,000 in sticks to get into racing. Bleach Boy had a great race last time. First got involved in racing. Now we're going to talk about some heritage here. First got involved in racing with Crux Cup 2948. That was 6 years ago, ladies and gentlemen. Long time to be involved in this. And their first ship was an Aurora LN, not an LX. They upgraded, downgrade, whatever Henkin wants to call it. It's fine.
You don't need leather seats.
Don't need leather seats. Who needs custom stitching? Who's next, good sir? Who's our next team?
All right, looks like next team is Star Prime with Renlos Malik and New Life running twin Aurora MRs. Best qualifying time of 3 minutes and 52 seconds. Looks like for controls, we are doing HOTAS and pedals.
Yeah, we don't have anything we don't have anything from New Life yet. But we know that Renlos Malik is going to be running HOTAS and pedals. So clearly you don't need $1,000 in sticks and setup. You need more than $1,000 for stick and pedals.
Gotta go all in.
That's right. You got to go all in. You're in it to win it. Up next, we've got Delta Diatus Racing, represented by Check Leak 1 and Space Tech, both in the, again, previously disparaged Aurora LXs. Best qualifying time was 3 minutes and 56 seconds, put forward by Space Tech. Check Leak is mouse and keyboard. Space Tech, we just don't know. So we're going to find that. Check Leak is in chat right here live on Twitch. Check Leak is here. So we know Check Leak is mouse and keyboard. Check, make sure that you represent well. Good luck on that one. Got into Star Citizen Racing in 2021 after watching the Daymar rally for the first time and have been hooked on everything racing ever since. Like I said, we don't know how people are going to start their journey in Star Citizen, and this is one example of it. Hank, what was your first race, even a racing attempt? What did you do first?
Honestly, I think everything first was back in 2018 when all we had was Arena Commander. And honestly, what got me into racing was learning how to control my ship better in the verse. It wasn't even to make better times. It was just for ship control. That is what my flight instructor put me through. It was a Cuddy Black that had a lot of buildings.
Ooh, wow. Starting racing in a Drake ship?
Oh, yeah.
Whoa,
I'm a Drake
okay.
boy through and through, man. That's why I don't need no luxury leather seats in the LX, you know?
Yeah. No, definitely. Every time I see you in a Drake ship, it makes me want to, mute the channel. But that's okay. It's fine. I don't mind. Everything's good. There's nothing wrong with Drake unless everything's wrong with Drake. Checkered did have a claim to fame, which I loved. It was no fame over here, but I guess now being a ground racing champion, I can start looking at getting my first ship championship. And that is what we are here for today. Checkered is looking for that first space championship, as are many of our other racers. And we are going to be crowning a three-way podium today, and I'm looking forward to seeing that happen. And finally, who is our final team of one? Who's our final team in the Aurora class?
Here we go. We got Turbo Corporation with Calamity 1101 running in Aurora MR. Best qualifying time of 4 minutes and 15 seconds. Doesn't look like we have too much on this racer.
No, not at all. They haven't filled out the forms yet. Calamity, if you're in chat, make sure you drop some information so we can politely possibly talk about you. We'll see where that ends up, depending on the information you give us.
Or bring a little mystery to the race.
That's right. Yeah, it's going to be great. And, certainly Turbo Corporation is very well represented throughout Crux Cup 2954. They're supporting on the back end. They've got racers that are going to be on the track. So this is very exciting stuff. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be talking about the teams that are racing the ships that you will never see ever on racing tracks again. This is something that is really, really beautifully done by Anzia Racing, and that is the heavy class. We are watching these big, bulky, cumbersome, slow, amazing racers fly ? Fly around this track. We're not sure. Maybe they're getting towed. I don't know. But either way, let's run through the heavy class. I love watching these guys race. Who's up first?
All right, first, and one of my favorite teams here is Punch Buggy, featuring Astria and Herbie, one of my favorite people who have actually got me into the Daymar Rally, running an Argo Mole in a Hall A. Best qualifying time of 5 minutes, 7 seconds, which I gotta say is pretty quick in Hurston atmosphere.
I was just going to say 5 minutes and 7 seconds for any of those ships. I was expecting the M to be an H. It should be like 5 hours, couple of days, but no, it's been amazing to watch these things fly. And I got to watch 2 weeks ago. I got to watch some of the big, like I said, the 890s, the 600s, the 400s. When you get to see these things fly around, and you're seeing the luxury class, the non-Drake class. When you're seeing the non-Drake class fly around the Gold Dust track on Lorville, it's incredible to see how these things can be moved by really skilled pilots. So the heavy class is going to be exciting. Up next, we've got XGR Heavy, again talking about XGR and their representation. AGT Mad Cat racing another Argo Mole. Best qualifying time was 5 minutes and 13 seconds. Certainly you're going to need as much control as you can possibly get on these beasts, and this is a HOSA setup for a Mad Cat. A pair of steadily deteriorating T16KMs plus a couple of MFDs. So, seeing another mole out here is going to be exciting. You've got Astria in the mole. You've got Mad Cat in the mole. I know there's more moles on this list as well. So we're going to talk about those folks as we move on. Who's our next team?
Here we go. Coming up next is the Flying Raijin formation, featuring Ishtan and Spazzy McGee, both flying, and you guys will not believe this, Aegis Reclaimers. The best qualifying time of 5 minutes, 49 seconds. And I got to tell you, for a city like Lorville, Reclaimer is right at home.
That's right. Absolutely. This is where it fits in with all of the pollution. And I loved that, by the way, in the, was it last month's video where we saw the Reclaimer on fire or whatever that was?
I'm getting updates. I apologize. Here, Spazzy looks like is in a mole. So apologies about that one. I'll get that updated real quick. So another mole racer. Gotta love that. Speed mining.
See, but that's what we're talking about. There's more moles on this list, and that's going to be real interesting. Spazzy is switching to a mole. However, their very first racing ship was an Origin M50. So a little bit different.
Slightly heavier.
Yeah. They've upgraded. They've been bulking. It's that season. Up next, we've got Space Racers League, which is represented by Ost Tech and Captain Biscuit, who I love the name because I call so many people on my streams a biscuit. These two are running. Oztec is going to be in a Reclaimer, and Captain Biscuit in my wonderful ship. So nice to see a Hull C doing the only thing it can do in game right now, which is fly around. It can't do much else. Sad to see it.
We'll be
Fastest
impressed if
qualifying
we see a
time.
whole series running with some cargo.
That's what I'm saying. Like, get those spindles extended. Let's have a good time with that. Best qualifying time for Oztech was 6 minutes and 46 seconds, and that was done in the Reclaimer. Oztech is on keyboard and mouse, but Biscuit is on VKBs, so dual stick setup there.
That's a pretty impressive flying a Reclaimer with keyboard and mouse.
I can attest to that.
That is some DPI control.
I'm going to let you handle the next team because I am technically a co-founder of the org, and I don't want to seem biased against these two amazing people who are going to win the race. I don't want to seem biased at all. Go ahead.
All right, guys. Coming up next, we have Happy Haulers featuring Red Primus in an Argo Raft and Maiden Ariana in a Caterpillar. Beautiful, beautiful Drake Caterpillar. Coming at you with a qualifying time of 6 minutes and 51 seconds. We got Warren Primus running the Hostess 2 joystick setup, and Maiden Ariana also on a dual stick on Predator mounts.
Yeah, it's really exciting to see these champions that are going to be sitting atop the podium at the end of this race. Again, I'm not biased about this at all, but I wish a lot of good luck to Ren Primus and Maiden Ariana, who are going to be representing the Happy Haulers. It is an industrial-focused org. It is not a racing org whatsoever. We only sponsor racers, and Ren happens to be a member, so we were proud to sponsor. And we've got another racer in our Pro GP class who is one of our members, but is representing Omega Aerosports, and we'll talk about them later on today. Who do we got next as our Southern Cross Alliance representative by Eresmer? It is another Reclaimer run, mouse and keyboard on a Reclaimer. So, watching the control is going to be very, very impressive. And we're going to see how they get through these turns, because some of these turns are hairpin, and watching a Reclaimer try to fly through these towers is a hell of a lot of fun.
I'll take over on the next team because I absolutely love this racer's name. We have White Lightning Solutions with our racer Hugs and Nugs running another beautiful Drake Caterpillar. Coming at you with a qualifying time of 7 minutes and 32 seconds.
You keep saying the word beautiful next to Caterpillar, and I'm not sure what the word means. It just
flows off the tongue for some reason.
It does. It's almost like you say it a lot. Oh, that's great. So yes, but again, one of the great things about the Caterpillar is that, we talk about these hairpin turns, we talk about these really tight angles that they've got to achieve. When you watch something as long and as narrow as just try to, it's like, you're throwing a pencil around a curve. It's just the weirdest thing to watch, and it really is. I will give Drake credit. It is beautiful to watch a Caterpillar navigate these turns in these fast races. It's a hell of a lot of fun, and I enjoy it. Okay, so we have an update. Let's see, we just finished the heavy class. Looks like the briefing is complete, ladies and gentlemen. Our racers are prepped on where they need to be and what they need to do, and apparently it's called winning. So they've been told to do that. Let's go into our support teams there, Hankin. Let's talk about our refuel pit crew. Refueling is currently, due to bugs in the game, refueling is not physically possible, but we have amazing representatives of this particular game loop. And one of our prize ships is a Starfarer. So if you want to introduce our refueling pit crews.
Of course, I would do a special shout out to Ultima Energy, featuring one of my favorite human beings on the planet, Mr. Segelian and Bling, always supporting the Star Citizen community. Segi, also #1 pizza maker in the verse.
That is a CitizenCon story, ladies and gentlemen. If you didn't see the pictures coming out of CitizenCon 2953, all we saw was Segi talking about pizza and behind a counter making it. That was the vibe that I got when I saw the pictures. Was, wow, Segelian just sat back and made pizzas all weekend, and good for him. So good times.
I believe he makes all the SC pizzas as well, which is not allowed to eat them yet.
Oh yeah, we of all the things that could improve in the verse, let's get viable pizza, please. We need that. Who else do we have running our refuel pit crew?
I'll let you take over the pit crew team name here.
We're throwing it back to French. All right. So for La Fédération de Camelot, this is represented by LFK Elvivan and Narvalo 357. They're going to be representing that org. And our third and final org on the pit crew for the refueling team is Nova Pit Crew. That is Astrano Wolf and Incognito XYZ. And again, representing Nova. So we've got 3 great organizations that are supporting and representing the refuel game loop here. And we are very excited to see that happen once CIG gets it going. Please get the Starfarer working. That's all we ask today.
I can tell you, with some of the big ships we have running in this type of gravity, this is a much needed service. So shout out to the teams and shout out to the refuelers.
Absolutely. Up next on our support services, and I do want to remind everybody in chat that these folks are deserving of a lot of support and a lot of thank yous. We cannot run events like this without org support, and these are orgs that are dedicated to these game loops. These are orgs that are dedicated to providing some of that background service that makes all the front side stuff really, really possible. So we definitely thank them, and we're going to be talking about our emergency medical services next. Again, we're back to the French. We are back to La Fédération des Camelots. It is represented by Chat Mallow. We've also got FRCN Rapid, represented by Arakaj and Hydor 112. And then we had a third one. There they are, Northfield. I was like, where's Northfield? Northfield is represented by Twidget TV. If you are interested in the medical side of ours, check out all three. That's right, the Cuddy. Oh, God, this is going to be a Drake discussion all day. All right. You know, we do have heralds coming up. So you have an entire class dedicated to your people. Like just
I've been waiting.
Yeah. So yes, it is the or as Twidget called it, the Cuddly Red. So definitely that. And then my favorite ship is actually my favorite med ship. It kind of replaced the Cuddy Red for me, was the C8R Pisces, and that's also Twidget's favorite medical ship. I think it's great, especially for bunker missions. I love just dropping in, doing your rescue, doing your med, and get out. You know, I love it. Love the Pisces.
Very speedy for a ship of that size.
Yeah, absolutely. Finally, go ahead and talk about our salvage debris crew. Who do we got?
Yes, guys. Unfortunately, accidents do happen, and salvage debris crews are important. First up, we have Delta Blue Aerospace featuring Sergeant Griff, as well as Nova Intergalactic with Whisper Dark, Ghosty 2626, and Nova Rift. Not to mention Nakatomi with Fire Dragon. These will help clear the track from accidents and boo-boos.
Accidents and boo-boos. Nakatomi, you got to make sure that you talk to the Nakatomi people right around Christmas, New Year's Eve time. You know, you want to see how the holiday party is going over there at Nakatomi, but otherwise everything else is going to be fine. And we do appreciate all of these orgs: Nakatomi, Nova Intergalactic, Delta Blue Aerospace, Northfield Medical, FRCN Rapid, La Fédération des Camelots, Nova Pit Crew, and Altama Energy. All of these organizations are supporting us here on the back end, providing event support, and we thank them for what they do during these races. Echo, it looks like we are ready to go. Are we ready to get this thing flying?
I feel like maybe we should get some shout outs to
for the security.
I was gonna say,
And
so
then,
unfortunately
we'll switch
in the
the
verse,
cameras.
there are people who like to go slow and are against people going fast. So shout out to Ragtag Mercs, Turbo Corporation, Vanguard, Nova Intergalactic, and White Lightning Solutions for keeping our racers safe from the unwanted slow goers.
If they're too slow, they get eliminated. That is fantastic. We do love our security orgs here. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. We got all 5 on screen. Love to see those logos. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to, what did you call it? The Smoggy Lorville?
Beautiful, smoggy Lorville.
Beautiful, Smoggy Lorville.
We are checking out the fuel in the air.
We've got our gorillas on track here. It looks like we've got a field of reclaimers out here so far. There you go. There is the daytime Smoggy Lorville with all of its gold statues of, you know, pure hedonism. The incredible
family.
Yeah, the Hurston family.
We gotta say shout out to Hurston Dynamics for allowing this race to occur.
Yeah, much appreciated to the Hurston Dynamics folks. You got a great city here. We love it. Cheers. I do love this camera view. Thank you very much to Lens Nation for providing us with this view of our racetrack today. This is where we're going to be seeing this race occur for 1 hour, ladies and gentlemen. Unlike other races you see in Star Citizen, this is a professionally put on endurance race. You've got these ships that have got to go for an hour or until CIG decides that we're done. But we're gonna be making our way through this, and you know there's going to be refueling stops, there's going to be repair stops, there's going to be replacement stops. We're going to have some salvaging. Unfortunately, we would love it if the salvage team had nothing to do, but unfortunately, they've got plenty to do on these races, especially when you've got little ships and big ships trying to go through the same place at the same time. Fun stuff.
Yeah, a lot of big ships fitting through a lot of not so big checkpoints.
That's right. That's right. So it's gonna be a good time here. We are starting to see a lot of these party markers starting to move around here. We've got Look at a nice big cluster over there. We're getting ready at starting lines. This is going to be exciting stuff, everybody. So as soon as we get word, hey, look at that. Look at that caterpillar. You talk about a beautiful Drake caterpillar.
One of my favorite skins for it as well. Shout out to CIG for one of the best Luminalia gifts we have received. Is that
this was
that color palette?
Iceborne? What is it? What was this called?
I think it is Iceborne. They did a couple of ships like that, but man, the caterpillar looks gorgeous. A nice matte white with the metallic blue.
Came out to be a beautiful skin for that particular ship, and I screwed it up last weekend because I thought it was the snow glide, whatever the hell I thought it was. But no, you're right. This was a great Luminalia gift. I've loved it on every ship that they offered it on. It really is a clean presentation, especially with that crisp metallic look on that blue. It's a really nice color. So great way that we're going to be able to recognize that ship flying around because it stands out in the smog.
Especially against this nice orangey background.
Oh,
the caterpillar almost blends in there.
Well, yeah, it's a little dark. Smithy Joe Bob has just corrected me in Twitch chat. It is Icebreaker, not Iceborne.
Thank you.
So, Smithy,
the other one
we're
was
we're just gonna notch this up as every week I will call it something similar, but never the right name. We're just gonna roll with this. Reclaimer is permanently dirty. Reclaimer just looks like that all the time, except for was it a best in show? The Reclaimer had a best in show at one point that was like that really nice, like magenta pinkish kind of color.
I believe that was the first year that they started it.
Maybe it was a concept or best in show or something like that, but it was a really cool paint job. I'm not seeing it on any of these gorillas. It looks
this was also before CIG switched to using the paints, and they were actually individual versions of the ship. So there's the Reclaimer and then the best in show Reclaimer. Same with the Caterpillar, Putty, and I believe what's that fourth one?
Was it a Carrick?
No. Right now. I just was waiting for Carrick.
Yeah, it was predating that. I'm trying to think of the best in shows. Well, we know it wasn't an 890 because that thing still doesn't have paint. So,
yeah,
sad to see it. Come on, folks. Every time you got to vote for the best. Give the ships that don't have paint some paint. Help them out.
Or a little Terrapin.
Right? Terrapins, 890. We got to get these guys some paint. They deserve it. I like Smithy Joe Bob's recommendations. I'll call it the Ice Maker, the Slushy Machine, the Snow Globe. It's never going to be the Ice Maker. Oh, yeah. Let's do loot. Yeah.
It makes sense for Caterpillar.
Yeah, it works. Okay. Okay, we just got another update that we are confirming the timers all have the party markers, so it looks like we are just about there, ladies and gentlemen. This race is ready to get started with a formation lap. We're gonna have a good time here. All on the ground. We got some headlights running because it's beautiful weather. No. By the way, we do have to offer a quick disclaimer to all of our racers and our support staff. Anzia Racing is not responsible for any cases of asthma that may develop during the course of this race. You are here in a volunteer position. We appreciate you being here, but we are not liable for your medical expenses.
I think you're supposed to say that like 30 times faster.
The answer to your claim question is no. There, that's the fastest I can say it.
You guys all signed the waiver, right?
That's right. Yeah. There's waivers everywhere. Finally, as we kick off this race, everybody, I do want to mention some of our truly back end on the production side support team. Thank you very much to EchoBit representing Southern Cross Alliance, who is our live stream manager, coordinating the chaos that is Henkin and I, and all of the cameras and keeping all the people put together. That's right. Yeah. Let's get head pat. I don't know which hand it works on, but whatever. I am Papa Juggernaut. I represent the PJ party, and we've joined by Henkin, who is our commentator for today. Hi, Henkin. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Yeah, our Discord moderator is Ravnak, representing Frontier Consolidated. Also from Frontier is Tint, who is our race director for today. Tint is an incredible human who has put a lot of this together, and we are so thankful for that coordination. Southern Cross Alliance for our race timer number 1 is Commander Calabar. Noise Maze from Frontier Consolidated is race timer number 2. Gentleman Jez, Southern Cross Alliance, race timer number 3. The camera operator list needs coordination. So I know we have Kelsar. I know we have Lens Nation. I know we have Raydell. I know we have Oleg. Is that everybody? Echo, am I missing somebody?
Those are our 4 cameras today, and the rest
Nailed
are backups.
fantastic. The rest are backups. But that is what really puts forward the incredible visuals that all of you are going to see in chat today. You're going to see some incredible camera angles, especially like the overhead one that you're going to be seeing throughout the day to show us how these ships are moving around the racetrack. Very excited to see that. We are Echo. Looks like we're ready to go. Yes.
I think so. We're just waiting on race direction now to declare that the grid is set and the formation lap can begin.
Fantastic. So we're going to talk about our two checkpoint security officers, both representing Black Star. It is Onidrem and Zilius. Thank you very much to them. Our in-ship open arrow, in-ship open arrow racer. That okay,
really taking
Kelsar,
in that Hurston atmosphere.
Yeah, I mean, just breathe deep, Kelsar. Breathe deep. Our safety ship representing Southern Cross Alliance is Indif. Spaceport Officer is The Real, representing Horizons Trading Corporation. Our QT Officer is Salem Frost from Sire Imperium. Our Rejoin Officer, which is always something you got to have in the world of Star Citizen. Our Rejoin Officer is HVC Valheru 01, representing Hyperion Vanguard. Mr. Rice Guy is part of our event press team along with Kalastar. Rice Guy is representing the Reddit, or the subreddit, for Star Citizen, and then Kalastar is representing the Black Star Legion. Look at that slushy machine paint job. I'd love to see that. That's beautiful. I don't know. You know, there's other. It's the Papa Smurf. No, who's the blue and white? Well, I mean, no, he had a red hat. Anyways, who cares? Now, see, I love the white paint on this. This is gonna make it easier to see. Very excited about that. AC3 is telling me that the white looks like the icebreaker paint is the Happy Haulers Caterpillar, so definitely going to be following that one.
There's a good color in that raft there too.
Yeah, definitely. This is going to be
I'm
good
excited
stuff.
to see that thing go around the track. I remember you saying you were watching somebody practicing it. I think it's so slow. I'm gonna see what it can do.
I was. I definitely want to give a recognition to all of the content creators out there who have been practicing over the last week since the qualifiers, broadcasting your practices live. I've been lurking a lot of your channels. I've been checking out your practicing. I love seeing the enthusiasm that you are bringing to this event. It is so appreciated, and we do see it, I promise you. So congratulations on what you've achieved. Congratulations on getting here. And thank you for creating live content to promote Star Citizen, to promote your racing skills, to promote your orgs. It is amazing to see it, and I'm very, very glad that you do it.
Speaking of promotion, don't forget to check out Exclamation Merch, where you too can beautiful V-necks. Just like this one.
Just like that one. I happen to have that. You can't see it because it's under a sweatshirt, but you're a better model for it than I am anyway.
I'm better than Bear Suit, I'll tell you that.
I was just going to say, you've got a green Bear Suit fan right there in the chat. It's I'm Caffeine Fiend, who's a buddy of mine. We are all missing our Care Bear today, but we're glad to have you here, especially since you've swapped out the Care Bear for a proper Crux Cup 2954 Anzia Racing shirt. You've made an upgrade,
Represent.
sir. Well done. That's right. That's right. Hey, there's your cuddly red right there. That's a good time.
View lights. They should have those on at all times.
It is strange. We're only seeing the indicator lights. We're not seeing the wee woos. Lens, if that's your ship, turn things on. I'm going to assume that's not Lens's ship. Actually, that is probably from our cuddly red flyer. We just have a nice angle of it. This is going to be good.
I do want to give another special shout out to their camera crew. Not only are they getting great shots, to be able to fly like this and avoid buildings, phenomenal job, guys. Keep it up.
Yeah. Avoid buildings and avoid racers. And that's one of the things that I learned when I was doing my very first official, true practice. I was on the Gold Dust track and I had Echo as an instructor, which was, that was an incredible experience for myself. But she was explaining how, racers are very, very considerate both of each other and then of also non-racing ships that are on the track. They know what to avoid. They know where they should be flying. They know the altitudes they need to control. It's truly impressive. And look at that starting grid. I love to see that. But, you know, they're very considerate of how to make it around this track in the safest way possible. And I think they deserve a lot of recognition for that. So as you said, our camera crews are going to be flying through the track as the racers are. And we get to see these angles because the racers know what they're doing. And these are true professionals.
I'll say I'm happy to see that we got the new Lorville update, Lorville version 2, looking beautiful. Can't wait to see what these racers can do.
Yeah, Lorville was my very first starter city. That was my home for a long, long time because I could not pull myself away from the black and yellow of that town. And then when I saw Lorville 2.0, I mean, it was such an impressive upgrade. I've loved to see all the neon lighting. I've loved to see the additions of the extra gold that just, there wasn't enough gold from the Hurston family in this city. And now we have more. So it's been a pretty impressive thing to witness. And now we get to fly this community created racetrack here called Gold Dust, which, by the way, everybody, if you are interested in running this track, it's not special to these servers. Like, you can run the Gold Dust track whenever you want, and you're gonna see some other racers out there, and it's a fun thing to do.
I would also like to mention, don't forget, Hurston historically was our first planet that we could land and take our helmets off on. But when we got that update, this was the first city we had ever gotten into the verse, and the first actual planet we could quantum jump to. So we are literally playing and racing on history.
Yeah. Gerbo makes a very good point in chat about racing itself. Fortunately, with this kind of race, you aren't just time trialing alone, but you are racing other people. Being safe and staying alive is both good. You make friends and win. Gerbo knows a little something about the winning part too. I don't know how many friends Gerbo has, but Gerbo's definitely won some stuff. All different, yeah, Zolner, all the friends. This is it, guys. I love seeing what you're putting in chat. Please continue to, like I said, support your favorite racers, support your favorite team. Make sure you cheer on Anzia Racing and you come back for every single one of these events every year. AC3 says, we like Gerbo. That's cool. I mean, you know, there's always one.
Hey, chat, let's see. Who are you guys rooting for today? Which team, which racer, and which Drake ship?
Which Drake ship are you thinking is going to crash? I mean, you know, fall apart. I mean, do really well. Drake does some of those things perfectly.
Hey, how many of these ships can you put back together with aviation tape? Just saying.
Fair point. Fair point. Let's put it this way. Drake provides another use for chewing gum, and it's usually to keep parts attached. So I think there's a relationship between Drake and the chewing gum industry, which is probably owned by the Hurston family anyway. There we go. Oh, what a beautiful fly through the hangars. That was fantastic. We just got a great view of that starting grid. We're going to be getting ships moving here. 1 minute warning at 1 minute ago. So we are about to watch a launch. There we go. We're getting some cheers in here. We've got Kelsar and Paper, Maiden Ariana, Cat Win tonight coming in from Blingbot. Kelsar and Paper, Euro Trucker, SCA, Arthur. Oh, look at that. Drake equals Boeing. Oh, okay. Should have read that before I read that. Not going to go there. Sanguis Luna's got fans in chat. Oztec, Gerbo. So, man, look at this. Good job, folks. You are going to be representing these teams and cheering them on. Here we go. The race
is starting. Yep. Here we go.
These ships need to get off the ground.
You just hear those hydrogen engines revving.
That's right. Thank goodness it's the most
so we're going to be launching the heavy racing class first. They will slowly go around the track for a while, and then we will sync up Aurora and Open together.
Love to see that. We're getting some nice waves from the C2. Hello, C2. Good to see ya. There's nothing better than watching a C2 wave. I am almost positive that should be Euro Trucker representing Southern Cross Alliance.
I say, always impressive seeing Euro Trucker racing in such large ships.
I think that's
very
the
true to the name.
paint. And there's the Hammerhead right there. So we've got Euro Trucker in a C2 and the Hammerhead being flown by... Who the hell was in the Hammerhead? I forgot. Oh, Ryukira. That's right. Ryukira is running in the Hammerhead. It does look... I don't know... I mean, you can race it however you want, Ryu, but whoa, that's the ground.
Hammerhead down.
Hammerhead power off. No. Good times. This is what makes racing fun, everybody. You get to see ships do stuff. Oh, wow.
No one underneath it.
Right?
Any landing
right?
you walk away from, though.
There was some poor Aurora sitting there going, don't hit me. Smoothest hammerhead landing ever. Yeah.
I'll ask you,
Not
PJ,
wrong.
how many of these racers do you think actually stripped off guns and missile racks off their ship? And how many actually ran fully stock?
That's a great question. I think that if you've got somebody, wow, really nice paint job on that penguin there, which
I believe that's the icebreaker as well.
it is. That is
You'll
the
notice
icebreaker.
he did strip off his hard points here.
Yeah, it looks
I
like
believe
they're all
reducing
stripped
a little
off
bit
on
of
that
mass
one.
off his ship here.
Yeah, for anybody who's new to racing in Star Citizen, the physics of this game are as real as they can be at this point. So literal weight reductions do improve your speed in the game. It is very, very much a physicalized world. I don't know. I'm betting you're probably going to get most of this crowd. We've got a beautiful Saber Raven right there from Saber Raven Owners Club. Formation
One of
lap
the
has
more rare
started.
ships. I'm curious about the Hammerhead, if he removed all
There's
those
the heavy
missiles.
class point of view.
There
And
we go.
they're off. Look at them zoom in. You can just feel the windows rattling.
God, you said the word zooming. It's almost like describing Drake as beautiful. I'm not sure you know what the word means, Hankin. I'm so concerned for you, sir.
I'm learning.
Zooming is not what describes this particular group of people, but they are
they're not
incredible to watch.
zooming.
They're not zooming. Very true, very true. Yeah, see, chat is just lit up.
I'm honestly
that
surprised our
Saber
camera crew
Raven-
can keep up with these ships.
right? You know, that's actually a great point. Echo, do we know what ships are being flown by the camera crews? Other than Kelsar, because I know Kelsar is racing as well.
Yes. So Lens is in a Razor, and Oleg is in a Reliant Marco. And I'm just going to switch to the open class point of view. They're beginning their formation lap now, and the race is about to begin.
For those of you in the United States, she said Mako. It's Reliant Mako. Just letting you know. I'll translate for Echo. She speaks Australian.
Your checkpoint 1 or starting finish of the race.
It still amazes me to see a field like this where you've got so many party markers working in game at one time on one server. And we talked about this last week, and I was having this conversation with Croncy, the drastic change that we can expect to see when Star Citizen really nails replication layers and server meshing. Could we have, for example, an entire Daymar rally on one server? Could we see a much bigger field for Crux Cup all running on one server? I think that's going to represent a significant change to the world of racing in Star Citizen. What do you expect to see, Henkin, when we finally get this new tech from CIG?
I see a lot of reclaimers getting stuck on a checkpoint. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of piled reclaimers.
Salvage teams will be busy. Look at that. We've got an Origin and a C2 flying through this. Oh, okay. Turn. Where are you going? Okay.
It might just be a bad angle here.
Yeah.
And that little Origin ship. Here comes the Hercules, drifting
Yeah,
around
we
that
got the
corner.
Hercules chasing the Hammerhead right now. It is flying quickly around, but making... Oh! That was an explosion. Somebody went a little high on that tower.
That's a fake gap. The collision is not real there.
Really? Okay.
Well, they learned that lesson.
Is that a feature, not a bug? We're now doing fake collisions? Is that just for fun?
It's a simplified collision box on those tower arms.
Put the Hammerhead
Wow.
through.
They definitely need updating.
Yeah, Hammerhead made it all the way through on that one, real clean. Didn't look like any scraped paint there. Looks like we've got
Don't
an
worry, guys. We do have
Aurora.
medical crew and salvage crew on standby.
That's true, and unfortunately, they will be busy. Oh my God, these angles! Love watching these guys fly through. That really clean flight from that. Was that an Aurora that we're staring at there? Yep. Really, really clean coming through that turn. That was checkpoint 2, by the way. We've got Oh my Lord. Kelsar, his 1 minute 47 seconds coming in on that fastest lap time. Well done, Kelsar. Wow.
Let's make these race times here.
Unbelievable. That was really, really impressive. Ladies and gentlemen, we are getting our first field of completed laps times. Kelsar at 147, followed behind by his teammate Paper Hands at 152. Nextro at 204. Jake Ark at 208, and Arthur P at 212. So far, 4 out of the 5 ships that have completed a lap are all arrows. We are waiting on, we've got an 85X. So the other one that's completed is currently sitting at number 4 at an 85X, which is an Origin ship.
We have number 6 just come in. We are seeing the Saber Raven coming in at 241.
Nope.
Just half a minute behind the last racer here.
Yeah, not a real bad time for a Saber Raven. I think 241 is a pretty impressive one. I'm going to scroll down to our friends over at the Saber Raven Owners Club. So Tenna came in at 241 here. Their fastest qualifying time was 249. So they've shaved 8 seconds off that qualifying time, ladies and gentlemen. We are watching some incredible racing here for this championship. We knew this was going to be competitive, and it is not going to disappoint.
We'll see. We had the second Raven come in at 258, so they're basically neck and neck. And then, of course, our nice and blue Avenger Titan coming in at 307, flown by the Missile.
Fastest penguin in the verse.
Now, what's crazy about all these ships is the boost capacity, what these pilots have to do to kind of balance when to use this, when to bring it back. It's interesting to see all these different ships coming in at all these different times now. We have our first Aurora coming in now from XGR White, and the Aurora LX from Speedweed at 339.
Speedweed. Okay, so Speedweed with the Aurora. I'm going to go pull up the Aurora class here. Speedweed's best qualifying was 343. So again, shaved 4 seconds off their qualifying time. Guys, when we saw this qualifier, we knew that was going to be, competitive. We're in the championships. These folks are in it to win it. They want that podium spot. And now we are watching seconds get melted, and we're only on lap 1. We have now, as I say that, we are now watching lap 2 get completed. Kelsar, Nextro has taken second place. Jack Ark has moved up to third place. So we are seeing some changes real quickly in this race here. We are only 4 minutes in, and we're already seeing a change in the placements.
Yeah, we did get our first heavy class through. It looks like the C2 did pull ahead with a 347 flown by Euro Trucker. And then right behind him is finally the Hammerhead flown by Ryu Gira.
Very nice. Hammerhead pulling in. Guys, Hammerhead came through this Gold Dust track at 4 minutes and 1 second. That is 4 minutes for a Hammerhead to fly around. I'm blown away by that performance. That's incredible. Where's our Hammerhead?
Here comes that beautiful, beautiful Caterpillar.
Yep. Keeping pace. I mean, really, it's doing a great job keeping pace. We've got a C2 that just went through, a Reclaimer that just went through.
Notice the angle some of these pilots are taking as well. That Reclaimer took a nice big turn, but that Hammerhead just going for it. The immense speeds that they must be pulling.
And the Hammerhead also pulling in pretty low on that tower. I was really surprised that they took that checkpoint so low, but that may have been to avoid the Reclaimer. Just again, being safe racers, trying to be considerate here, making sure everybody has a good time today.
Who reclaims the Reclaimer?
I know, right? Hankin, congratulations. We've got some Caterpillars dropping into chat here.
Let's go.
Get your represented. Love to see it. Racing the garbage truck. Yeah, basically. I love this field though, guys. I'm a huge fan of the heavies. I think they're great ships. I love the big ships in Star Citizen, and to see this course, I mean, this view right here is just, it's so beautifully represented. Oh, we've got a destruction. Unfortunately, Arthur P their ship has been kaboomed. Hate to see that. Need to find out where that occurred. I did not see an explosion on screen, but we'll see what happens next.
So our moles are finally making it through. We have Herbie coming in with a 541 and Mad Cat with a 606.
Well done to the mole pilots.
Miners.
Yeah, right? Let's see. We've got a mole. Oh, Herbie was in the hull A. I was going to say Herbie was in a mole, but no, that was his teammate Astria. Mad Cat's mole fastest qualifying time was 5:13. Wow. Okay, so Mad Cat running considerably behind their qualifying time, so they've got some things to make up here. We're gonna have to watch Mad Cat really, really grind down on these times and push that boost a little more.
Looks like Paper Hands had a lap miscounted.
Got it. Okay. Well, we'll keep that in mind for times here. Kelsar is open lead here. Very closely followed behind Nextro and really Zorion. Did I see Zorion now sitting in number 3? Yeah, Zorion.
Oh my
Okay,
goodness,
yeah, that's right.
Halsey
Zorion's
made it.
number 3. Of course, naturally.
Beautiful 657. Here comes Astria. So Astria was in the mole as well. Are they double moling?
Astria, yes. Astria's in the mole. Herbie's in a Hull A. Glorious view of a Saber Raven. You're never going to mistake that really just dark gray and blue lighting. The Raven looks so unique in this game. Beautifully designed. Thank you very much to Oleg for this incredible camera shot. Watching this thing fly at a 90-degree turn. Going to make it right through this checkpoint here. No problems at all. Plenty of space for the Raven.
Beautiful
wow. That was great. Loved seeing that.
That is probably one of the tighter pin turns on this racetrack.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Why? What? Oh, look at. Oh, beautiful. Oh, we're back to heavies.
There's the big boys.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, I love watching that Herc fly. Comparatively to the other big ships, it is crazy the speed difference.
Quick reminder, everybody in chat, for Paper Hands, that is a miscount on the time. Paper did not run this in 11 seconds. Just FYI.
Looks like we have a collision at checkpoint 3. LFK member and Euro trucker. Oh no. It was a lap or 2 ago. I think that was the explosion.
Very possible.
The big ships, they found each other.
That is a very low reclaimer that is almost out of control. I wonder what we were just watching there. That reclaimer was making some very odd movements. Look at that hammerhead. Just fascinatingly fly through it. It really is. It's like watching a hammerhead in the ocean.
I love their angle of attack and going through those checkpoints.
Destruction for Calamity, who is racing an Aurora MR representing the Turbor Corporation. Hopefully they can get back on the track quickly.
Looks like our salvage crews are going to have their hands busy today.
I think we're staring at the butt end of a Hull A here.
Where's the Hull A?
That would be Herbie.
You would think opening the spindles and just carrying helium would help you out here, huh?
It'll keep you up at the top of those turns. Oh my God. Look at that thing. I know my buddy AC3 Nightmare is
cute.
very excited.
It.
Right? It's adorable on track. Not doing too bad. How is Herbie doing on time? We've got to go find Herbie here.
I think
so
his was 5:41 here.
I believe Herbie is in the mole, and they decided to go Australia Hull A last minute to try and vary up their strategy.
So they've switched. Is that what we're seeing? They've switched ships?
Yep, so Herbie's in the mole, and this will be Australia.
Australia? Okay.
I love its little wings. It reminds me of that butterfly from Bug's Life. Or the caterpillar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, let's switch to its bigger counterpart.
And there's that Hull C.
There we go.
The Hull C in the field.
Yes. That is my ship I wish I could do more with in the game. I'll cry later.
Yeah, say what you will about the Hull C, but man, she is one aerodynamic ship.
Yeah, very
streamlined.
That was good. That's as far as we're gonna take that. Yeah, that's we're just gonna leave that alone. But
really
ladies and gentlemen,
cut through the air.
Right, it cut through. Yeah. Oh, never mind. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching the Hull C down there in the bottom right of your screen. That is piloted by Captain Biscuit, representing the Space Racers League. Biscuit is running VKB dual sticks, so lots of control for that Hull C, even if the Hull C doesn't want it. See, I'm not saying anything about two hands.
They are close with their leg.
Oh, right. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, they really are chasing the... I mean, they've got that reclaimer right there in their sights. That is
Honestly,
not-
of all the ships that collided, very surprised the Hull C hasn't come in contact with a reclaimer.
yeah.
Really shows the skill of the pilot here.
No, absolutely. The first time I raced on Gold Dust, I was in a Hull C and I got stuck in a gravity well because I didn't know that Lorville was still bugged like that. And it pulled the Hull C to the ground and I was thrusting and I could do nothing. It was just a paperweight. It was great.
Yeah, the boost management on that ship's got to be insane.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, especially once it starts drifting, if you're coupled or decoupled, like all the different race mechanics that are involved just to manage the flight. Great ship. Love the Hull C. But yeah, skilled piloting is what we're witnessing right here from Captain Biscuit.
Is that reclaimer going through that checkpoint? What a turn. You do have to be careful keeping their thrusters down as well, because that's a ship that's very easy to flip.
Yeah, very good point. Very easy ship to flip. It's a great way of putting it. Ladies and gentlemen, just to let you know, Kelsar has finished lap 6. Still putting forward incredible times. We've got 4 ships that have already completed lap 6. We've got Kelsar, Nextro, Paper Hands, and Zorion. Unbelievable timings that we're seeing here. You know, hey, that's something to be thankful for right there. I just saw it on screen that we've got our Cuddy Red. Hasn't moved. Hasn't had to rescue anybody yet. No medical emergencies at this point.
We'll see what the salvage crews come up with.
Yeah, salvage crew will do quick work there. Now there's
that
one of your
caterpillar
people
blending into the background.
Who is our second cat? We know that the icebreaker paint is run by Maiden
we got
Ariano.
Maiden.
She's in the icebreaker, so we know Maiden Ariano. I'm curious who's running the second one. It's the one you had to read. Hugs and Nugs.
Hugs and Nugs.
Hugs and Nugs racing the Caterpillar, representing White Lightning Solutions. Their best qualifier
we have them on
was.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say their best qualifier was 7:32.
We got a mark down here as a reclaimer. How many laps are there in total? However many you can do in an hour.
Yep.
So some racers will get 0. Some racers will get more than 0.
To qualify, Echo, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I think I'm thinking of the pro class, but to qualify for OpenGP, they had to complete, was it 1 lap? What was the qualifying process for this?
So at least 1 lap under their own power, and there was also a minimum lap requirement of 25% laps that their ship is capable of. So that was calculated per ship in each of their racing classes.
Perfect.
Like I say, we're getting some beautiful weather this time of day here on Lorville.
Well, not only the beautiful weather, but we're also getting a daytime race.
Into the
Qualifiers were at night.
Could we get an update on the top 3 podium spots for each racing class? Have you guys got the fastest lap for that?
Currently for Open, we are showing the fastest lap at 1:47 put forward by Kelsar. For the Auroras, we're going to find that. Auroras, we've got Arthur, who did have a crash. No, I'm sorry. That is Arthur was an Arrow Speedweed.
Yeah, Speedweed. 339.
Speedweed for the Auroras, 339. And then the Heavies, looks like it's the C2, unless I'm missing something. We got Euro Trucker in the C2 at 346.
But I think they have a collision. Is the C2 still flying?
Needs to come back.
Looks like we had reclaimer nip the building there a little bit.
Beautiful angle, though. Just pulling in right behind that reclaimer as it sets a pace.
Notice that change in the VTOL.
Yeah.
Keeping that ship steady. Very smart.
Yeah, this is definitely a pilot that knows what they're doing in that reclaimer. They understand how the ship behaves. And real big thanks to Oleg for pulling in that camera view. That is beautiful.
Nice shots. Some of these pilots flying backwards.
You do what you gotta do.
Beautiful shots.
Yeah. It was really, really well done. So we've got let's see. In the open class, ladies and gentlemen, our current podium, if it finishes the way it stands now, you've got Kelsar in first, Nextro in second, and Paper Hands in third, which means one team is taking first and third position right now. So a lot of credit out to Sanguis Luna, represented by Kelsar and Paper Hands.
All running arrows, by the way.
That's right. All three open class winners are arrows right now. Followed at a very close fourth by Turbor Corporation. It is Zorion racing an 85X. Those are all open classes. If we take a look at the Aurora classes, all represented by Auroras, coincidentally. It's really cool how that worked out. Currently, we've got Speedweed in an LX. We've got Prof Decoy in an ES and Steve CC in an LX.
All right, guys, we have an update here. Looks like Nextro just splashed at CP3. Ashed.
Bye-bye. Sad to see it. So that was one of our top 5 previously. Nextro is now going to be probably down a lap at least. And then let's move into the heavy class. So where's our heavy racers? Here we go. As it stands right now, our top 3 heavy racers include Herbie racing a mole, Mad Cat racing... I'm sorry. This was our correction, right? Herbie is racing a mole. Yes, Herbie's in a mole, Mad Cat is in a mole, and Ishtaunt in a reclaimer.
Wasn't Herbie in the Hall A? I think Herbie was in the Hall A.
That was what Echo, if I remember correctly, that's what Echo was saying was a switch. Yeah, Stray is now in the Hall A.
That was a very last-minute switch.
Yep. So we're going to go with what's off this race timer here. But yeah, so currently, folks, that is your podium for the heavy class. You've got Herbie in a mole, Mad Cat in a mole, and Ishtaunt flying a reclaimer. Hull C, not too far behind, about 30 seconds behind in the Hull C. So Captain Biscuit could make that up and quickly bump off a third place there. We'll see where this ends up in a few minutes.
Looks like we still got 2 ships working on their second lap here, with Quelsar pulling 9.
Jeez, that is unbelievable, yeah. Maiden Ariana is in the Caterpillar. She finished 1 lap. Hugs and Nugs in the Reclaimer with 1 lap. So we're just waiting on those to move. And
we're getting close. Rismer also flying a Reclaimer, finished their second, working on their third now.
Yeah, I was just going to say Ren Primus racing the Raft. I think it's our only Raft on the track. Am I correct? We just had the one.
I believe
there
was a second one. You might be right.
I think it's
There's
the
a lot of orange
Raft
on the track.
Yeah. Finished their second lap. Ren is currently second lap in at 6:51, and that was their fastest lap time. So they're improving with each lap time.
In between both mole times.
Yeah. We've got Kelsar, who we are waiting on completing lap 10 as we just hit the 20-minute mark of this race, ladies and gentlemen. So there's some beautiful orange right there. Gliding through. Another thing, folks, if you're not familiar with racing, especially here on the Gold Dust track, altitude matters. The lower you are to the ground, the slower you're going to be running. You're in more atmosphere, you're closer to gravity, and even though it may even be fractional, it is still something that will impact your performance in the race. So you're going to notice a lot of these pilots are trying to get as close as they can to the top of these checkpoint towers because they're trying to make sure that their speed is as optimized as it can be. So keep an eye on that, especially when you see, like I said, I was a little concerned when I saw that Reclaimer really low to the ground because that is significantly going to slow them down.
Oh my
There's
god,
our
look at that
C2.
C2 going.
Oh my goodness.
C2 is back in it. Look at, love to see it.
Twin turbo C2.
Right? I think it has NOS. I think that's the way it works.
Like I said, Hercules line, it is crazy how fast all 3 of those ships are in atmosphere, especially for their size.
Yeah, for their size, incredible performance in the Hercules line. C2 is my favorite cargo runner, definitely more favorite than the Caterpillar. But you know, the C2, it's got massive amounts of cargo, but that thing can land on a dime, and it's really great to watch that thing, and I love flying it. Oh wow, that was great, so graceful. Obviously, there's sort of a natural assumption here.
Some of the beauty that is Lorville during this dusk fall here. We really get to see the city shine, making some of these checkpoints, honestly, a little easier to spot.
Yeah. And again, huge credit to Oleg for these incredible views. Oleg is really knowing how to pull these
Got it.
Beautiful. It looks great. I'm gonna go learn English. Maybe Echo can translate for me now.
Beep boop boop.
Okay, so we do have a little bit of a change here in the rankings. Kelsar has just finished lap 11. The open class is now 2 arrows and an 85X. So next row has been moved.
Like I say, 85X, one of the cheaper of the Origin ships. Very rarely seen. I'm happy to see it out here competing against all these other ships, especially some of its bigger brothers like the 315P.
Oh, we just saw the C2 explode with the building.
Oh, no.
Is that a building collision? Wow.
I think a small antenna got them.
Don't worry, guys. That's why we have salvage and medical crews on standby, and they are on their way.
Hate to see it. That's it. I'm not complimenting ships anymore. Every time I compliment a ship, the thing explodes.
And Lorville just got bigger.
Right. Somebody's making good salvage money, though. Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Gerbo.
Wow. That was unfortunate to watch. Hate to see that happen.
Especially with such a lead.
Yeah, that C2 was really performing well.
I will give a special shout out to these Reclaimer pilots. They have been doing phenomenal. Switching between VTOL and thrust. Hopefully my complimenting doesn't do what yours did.
Yeah, you're safe. I'm sure you have no curses upon you at all. I also want to take a look at, let's go to our Aurora class here, see where we stand. Our Aurora class looks like the rankings are still the same. Speedweed, Prof Decoy, and Steve CC in first, second, and third place respectively. All of them have completed 6 laps so far, all of them under 4-minute times, and Speedweed is currently leading this with 3:39.
I think Speedweed's been holding the lead with the LX, but I will say Professor Decoy is coming up right behind with that ES.
Yeah.
Showing you don't need luxury leather seats to compete.
It helps. And then we've got, let's take a look at our heavy class. Where are things standing in the world of heavy? It is still led by Herbie and Mad Cat, sitting at 4 completed laps each. And in third place is still Ishtant with the Reclaimer. So we've got 2 moles and a Reclaimer leading. Unfortunately, I think that C2 in the open class, it's going to be interesting to see how Euro Trucker recovers.
And Ryu pushed ahead with the Hammerhead on lap number 6.
Really? Oh, look at that.
Hammerhead pulling ahead of Euro.
Yeah, great representative of the open class there in that Hammerhead. Again, Ryukira is representing Frontier Consolidated. If you are a Frontier fan, make sure you show that love in chat. But that Hammerhead is sub 4 minutes for unbelievable. And it was their fastest time. Lap 6 was not only sub 4 minutes, but also pulled ahead with their fastest lap time yet today, 3 minutes and 57 seconds.
I'm not going to say the Fortuna skin on it makes it faster, but I'm not saying it doesn't.
I guess they got lucky. Now we're looking at
Reclaimer passing Reclaimer.
Right? Yeah, this is great.
Little elephant race here.
Echo, can you walk folks through why landing gear versus no landing gear? Why would a pilot make that decision?
So, a lot of ships that don't have folding configurations or VTOL requirements, they can exploit a decoupled mode called vector lock mode, and that was put into the game to help decoupled pilots land their ships. It will give them extra resistance against gravity, and that's really useful in racing. That free resistance to gravity means your thrusters can be focused on just going forward and turning. And that's why you'll see some of these Aurora class ships with landing gear out, because that is the strategy they want to go for.
I believe the Hull A was running the landing gear tactic as well.
Correct. Yep. And that's why, you know, as I was watching the Reclaimers fly around, no landing gear down, Hull A had landing gear down. I think the C2 was running landing gear down. So I just wanted to make sure everybody understood that there are very, very detailed strategies when it comes to racing optimization for each ship. It's not just the track, it's not just the atmosphere. Each ship has its own unique mechanics, and you want to see what those aerodynamics look like.
Looks like that last lap by Herbie was not correct, and it did not register the first time, so the lap was scuffed.
One of the other things I'm noticing, Henkin, is that in our race timer here, the two Saber Ravens are nearly identical in lap times. We've got Commander Tenna, and then also Bobbit. They're representing the Saber Raven Owners Club. But those guys are just neck and neck in terms of performance. That ship has got two talented pilots there showing off some skill today.
Yeah, it must be doing really good in Atmo.
Yeah.
We are seeing slightly longer lap times, but again, we do have a little bit of pilot fatigue this many laps in a row fighting Hurston atmosphere.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And ladies and gentlemen, we have now transitioned over to the true beauty of Lorville 2.0, and that is Lorville at night. This is where you're going to see the nightclubs come to life and the racers really show off their skill because they are racing these long straightaways in the dark, and all they have to guide them are these neon lights in the distance. Those neon lights start to blend together, especially the longer this race goes. You've got to figure out where your checkpoints are. Are you looking at a ship in front of you? Are you looking at a specific marker? Whatever it is, they've got to get there, and now it's getting dark.
Love seeing that Titan representing all the starships out there.
Yeah. Oh, along with the 85X. We do have an 85X on the track, and we are seeing... Where did I see it? My God, Kelsar just finished lap 14. That is incredible to see.
Yeah, the fastest lap of 147.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
20
I
seconds.
hate to say it. I love good competition, but Kelsar right now is running a comfortable 14 laps. Kelsar closest competitor right now is Zorion with the 85.
Here's your overhead view for you guys.
There we go. Yeah, beautiful overhead view. You can see, I think you can see which ships are in the heavy class and which ships aren't. There are some differences in where these markers are moving.
Some are zoom in, some are zoom in.
That's right. Yep. Yeah, XFox91 says the Raven just looks too good. Welcome in, ball bounces. Yeah, so Gerbo makes a good point. The explosions can be very hard to recover from. Purely because this is a timed race. You are looking at a 1 hour endurance race, everybody. And we are coming up. We are 10 seconds away from 30 minutes. This race is half over at this point, and we've just made the transition into Lorville at night.
I'd like to know how some of them are doing with hand fatigue, between mouse and keyboard versus dual stick versus HOTAS setups.
All right.
We've got the most right now.
Yeah, where the hand cramps coming in. I think we had one racer that's running pedals, if I'm remembering correctly.
Pedals.
Let's see. I'll go find it later. That's okay.
Looks like Pulsar in the lead from Caffeine Fiend. Looks like he's down to a third of a tank of hydro left.
Okay.
I don't know how many, how well the arrow scoops fuel here.
Also, got to compliment Maiden Ariana in the Caterpillar. She's racing in the Icebreaker paint. She's representing the Happy Haulers org, and she has completed lap 3, shaved a lot of time off, now sub 9 minutes. So she finished lap 3 at 8 minutes, 57 seconds. Henkin, do you want to take us through the top 3 of our open class?
On our open, back to QP with the arrow.
Yep.
So yeah, we have Qualstar right now in the lead with 15 laps. Pulling against the pack here. Right behind him is the 85X pushing up to second place at 14 laps, pushing Nextro down, who's also in an arrow, coming at you with 13 laps. That's our top 3. Looks like Paper Hands is slowing down to 4th place, coming in with looks like one of his fastest laps is scuffed here. Coming in with 13 laps now.
Yep.
And then right behind them are both those Ravens.
Yeah, those Ravens really impressive. Again, they're just so close in time to each other. Let's
It looks
move on to
like mere
the
seconds
Aurora
off.
class. If we look at the Aurora class currently, our top three are Space Tech has moved up, ladies and gentlemen. Space Tech completed lap 8 and was their fastest lap time. Space Tech representing Delta Diatus Racing in an Aurora LX. Second place is currently Speedweed. So Speedweed and kind of got notched down a little bit there from Space Tech, followed by third place in an Aurora ES. Representing Frontier Consolidated is Prof Decoy at 343. So that's where your Aurora class top 3 is sitting right now. And then where are we at with the heavies, sir?
All right, our top line heavy right now is Ryu with that Hammerhead coming in with 7 laps. Kind of interesting to see them compete with like something like the Auroras that are coming in with 8. After Hammerhead.
Hang on, the Hammerhead is in the open class today.
The Hammer's in the open. Oh, that is my mistake.
Yeah, that's in the open class.
Oh, so then we got the Mole. We got Herbie leading the pack right now in the Mole with 6 laps. Looks like Euro's still in it with the C2. Staying on the heavy, C2 with 6 laps. And then we have another Mole with 6. That's EGT Mad Cat.
Yep. So the
Interesting to see some of these racers shift here in positioning. I will say, with the Auroras, it's crazy to see the LX and the ES pushing up against the MR.
Oh, true, yeah.
So you got the best of the class and the lowest of the class, and then the middle is actually the one lagging behind.
A couple of randoms. We've got Captain Biscuit racing in the Hull C, completed lap 4. Lap 4 was their fastest lap time, currently sitting at 5 minutes and 52 seconds. So Biscuit's enjoying that race, I think. And then we've got Ren Primus in a Raft completing lap 4. Really super. Wow, less than a second off their fastest lap time. So Ren is looking to stay consistent here with their performances. Kelsar is now 16 laps into this race. That is incredible.
Looks like we have...
And he's refueling right here.
Yeah.
We've got those 2 reclaimers still pushing into their 3rd lap here.
True, yep. Eresmer representing Southern Cross and Hugs and Nugs representing the White Lightning Solutions. Both looking for their 3rd lap completion. Maiden Ariana completed her 3rd. And then Spazzy McGee is 4 laps in, racing a Mole in the heavy class. Also sitting at 7 minutes and 4 seconds. Their 4th lap was their fastest lap, so good to them. I'm really curious. Oh, that was was that a cat that we just saw fly through that? That was a great top.
We have a failed refuel.
Ship collision checked leak. So we had a collision, but it didn't get entered as a destruction. Ship, and there's a ship destroyed by Loud Guns. Oh boy. Loud Guns is let's check our list here. What was Loud
Look at
Guns
those beautiful
running?
moles.
Aurora MR.
Flying information almost.
Right? Yeah, that's a great shot.
Loud Guns went down.
Yeah, Loud Guns and an Aurora MR has dropped. Looks like they had a destruction there representing Frontier Consolidated. That Hammerhead really is just, I mean, Hammerhead is 8 laps in. That's impressive for that open class.
Very impressive. I gotta find out if he kept all the guns and missile mounts on, or if he actually stripped them for weight. That's a lot of hardware.
Yep. Silas Cuttenan actually has a great question in chat. I'm gonna turn it over to Echo. I think it would actually slow them down. But if Echo, how familiar are you with Mole racing capabilities in terms of what their equipment loadout should be?
So, what I can tell you is that every component, weapons, missile, ammo, shields, quantum drive, they all have a mass kilogram value attached to them. So if the racers have not removed those, it is adding weight to the ship. Now, it doesn't matter too much for the heavy class ships, but every little bit counts, particularly in this sort of race and a time trial. What weighs the most on the Mole is actually the bags. They start off with a really high value, so those are the first things you want to strip off. And yeah, it actually matters in Star Citizen.
Well, I'm grateful to know that everything I would have said was just said by Echo, because that means I was right. I do, like I said earlier in the race, I'm a co-founder of an industrial org. It's the Happy Haulers. We've got plenty of miners. We've got plenty of moles in the org. And we know that, everything can affect the performance of the ship, but that really comes into focus when you're talking about trying to run at speed, fast angles, tight turns. It's definitely going to play a part in how these ships perform. So again, Hankin asked this question earlier in the race, which is what gets stripped off? Are they keeping standard equipment? Are they changing things? And that's the pilot's choice.
I wouldn't be surprised if some of these Auroras were running one cooler, just doing a balance act between, boosting and overheating.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I know the ES definitely has a problem with that, but I'm assuming they have some upgraded power plants in that ship.
Yeah. Great shot from Oleg there, keeping pace with an Aurora.
It is nice seeing these starter ships out here, though. So that you don't need something fancy whip around.
You don't. Like you said, you've got the 85X out here. We've got a lot of the Auroras out here that you can pick up as a starter. We had, what was the other starter? Oh, we had the Penguin. We had the Titan, of course.
I believe his is a Renegade, but almost the same thing.
Whatever. The great thing is, folks, this is a wonderful reminder that you don't need to spend concierge level spending to play this game. You can have a heck of a lot of fun with your starter ship, get everything else in game with AUEC, and you can still enjoy professional championship level racing that you're seeing here and never go beyond the starter pack.
I'll say, man, that 85X is zooming and catching up to Quelsar a little bit here. Right now we got the Arrow in the lead at 17 laps, and then Jack Arc in the 85X coming up right behind Quelsar.
I am really curious about something. Was it Kelsar that we were watching do the refueling?
I believe they tried it. It was a failed refuel.
It was Kelsar we were watching.
Okay, because their last lap was 3 minutes and 25 seconds, and I figured either Kelsar had a stroke or he was refueling, but something was wrong. We now have two racers. Kelsar and Zorion have both completed 17 laps. Nextro has just completed his 17 laps, and Nextro had to get a new ship. Nextro had crashed earlier, and Nextro is already completing 17. So that's pretty incredible.
Yeah, he got right back on there.
Yeah, jumped right back into the verse.
I'll say, interestingly enough, the Ravens got split up. It's like Tenna with the first Raven at 14, and then we have the 315 and the Titan taking it at 13 and 12 laps. The other Raven getting pushed down to 11. Wonder if we have a refuel or a crash there.
Very true. They are running 3 laps behind. But that 315 from Rossix has climbed up the rankings here, has now finished 13 laps in at 2 minutes and 42 seconds of their fastest lap. So fairly consistent. Their last lap was 2:45. So not a huge difference there. And then we've also got, like you said, the Missile, who's running the Avenger Titan. Just over 3 minutes. I would love to see that Titan get sub 3 minute times, but they are 12 laps into this thing, and we are now 40 minutes in. This might be a good time as we watch these racers go. This might be a good time. Echo, do we want to remind everybody what the prizes are for these particular races here in the open class?
I think that would be great. Let's check out the prizes that are up for grabs on this championship race. 2954 racing prizes are brought to you by Southern Cross Alliance, Frontier Consolidated, The Red Legion, Sire Imperium, and Cloud Imperium Games. IDMA Crux prizes include first place C2 Hercules, second place F7CM Heartseekers, and third place Cutter Ramblers. AX2 prizes are first place SRVs, second place Heralds, and third place Hoverquads. AX3 prizes are first place Mercury Star Runners, second place Heralds, and third place Hoverquads. Icon prizes are first place 400 Eyes, second place Centurions, and third place STVs. Aurora prizes are first place Freelancer Maxes, Second place Sulans, and third place Cutter Ramblers. Heavy prizes are first place Starfarers, second place Spartans, and third place STVs. Thank you to all our sponsors, and good luck to all racers of the Crux Cup 2954.
50 times. Less than 100.
Welcome back, everybody. We are still Lorville at night, and we are currently watching an Aurora something pretty fly through, and great camera work from Oleg here.
It's getting tough to kind of get some of the details on the ships here. But really enjoying this Lorville scenery.
Okay, weird desync. That was a really interesting boost to watch that fly through the checkpoint there. That was great. Sometimes I love it when stuff breaks.
And it is important to note, you know, they do have Evo running and PTU running right now. So that is, I know they say it doesn't, affect performance, but servers have been getting a little stuttery.
Yeah. Henkin would know. Henkin keeps tabs on all of those things. Henkin monitors that performance, and CIG can tell us one thing, but we know what we know.
Especially once ship gets close together. They did a beautiful job here in Lorville. Oh my goodness, there's
hey,
that.
there's Euro Tracker back in the field.
Beautiful to see it. Unfortunately, I am seeing in chat either we missed the notification, but it looks like Maiden Ariana is down. Maiden Ariana and
she
a
was
Caterpillar.
on her 4th lap, going into the 5th lap here.
Yep.
I tell you what, man. Watching Euro Trucker go through this, if I ever need cargo ran somewhere quick, he's the guy.
There you go. Like I said, this is an incredible representation of not only the orgs that are here, but also the pilot skill that is involved in some of these truly non-racing inclined ships. We're taking a look at things that they're not really built to do, and when you see what they can do, it's truly impressive, and we can recognize the greatness of the people that are at behind the sticks of those.
You see some of the collisional impacts there on that Hercules.
Yeah.
Lost a little bit of paint and gained a little bit of paint.
Mm-hmm. If anybody either on race staff or in chat, if they know what happened to Maiden Ariana, please give us an update. Neither Henkin nor I saw what was going on, so definitely shoot us an update there. We are getting close here to 45 minutes into this race, folks. We have about 15 minutes left. I want to give quick updates. I'll go through the open class first, but we're going to let you know where the podium currently stands. Up first in the open class, we've got Kelsar still sitting at number 1. Chased very quickly by Zorion in number 2 in an 85X. Both have completed 20 laps. And then the third is Nextro, who has really come back from a crash impressively. 19 laps completed, flying an arrow representing Frontier Consolidated. 1 minute 59 seconds was their fastest lap time. So open class is doing really well. Henkin, where are we at with the Auroras?
All right, you wouldn't believe it. We have Speedbeat still the lead in the LX at 11 laps. Steve CC pushing up with the LX as well at 11. And then the ES the MR pushing up ahead of the ES, ran by Red Wolfwood at 11 laps. Looks like the MR is finally starting to gain some traction here.
Yeah, you're going to be very happy with those results. Heavy, we are looking at our top 3 position sitters right now. We've got Herbie racing a Mole. 8 laps completed. We've also got still second place Mad Cat racing a Mole in second place, and then the Reclaimer in third. The positions I've noticed of the heavy class have not shifted considerably. We're looking at Herbie, Mad Cat, and Ishtaunt. All 3 of them have sat in those positions for a bit now, so it's going to be interesting to see. Let's see, in 4th place we've got Estrella. Can Estrella move up with their Mole, representing Punch Buggy, and start closing some of that distance to Ishtaunt and the Reclaimer? We did get confirmation Maiden Ariana was destroyed on lap 4, so we're hoping she can get back into the race real quickly, because she was really putting forward some aggressive times as she progressed through the race in these laps.
Yeah, she was working on her 5th lap there. Making some pretty good times in the Caterpillar.
Let's see. Some of the other folks that we haven't talked about quite yet is Eresmer is racing in the Reclaimer. I'm going to assume there was, their last lap time was 25 minutes. So there was a struggle there with that Reclaimer representing Southern Cross Alliance. And then Oztech is in a Reclaimer, also in the heavy class, representing Space Racers League. 5 laps completed, but the last lap was 15 minutes. So we're either looking at some destruction or we're looking at some refueling, perhaps.
Yeah, I could see some collisions as well. Maybe a fight through the checkpoint.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, you know what? We did have, if you remember, early in the race, we had a crash for Calamity, 1101. Calamity has come back, completed 8 laps so far, representing Turbor Corporation, and they are flying an Aurora MR. So congratulations, Calamity, on covering up some of that time. Good job.
The MRs are really starting to push up on the board here.
Yeah. And then we've also, there was...
I'll say real quick, our top 3 are now pushing onto lap 21.
Yeah, that is incredible. And still, same rankings here. So Kelsar, Zorion, followed by Nextro. Top 3 are still top 3. Paper Hands just completed lap 21. The top 4 completers or finishers at this point are considerably ahead of the folks below. So all 4 have completed 21 laps, but the next closest lap completion is 17. So clearly these arrows have done really, really well, and 2 out of the top 4 are from Sanguis Luna. It is Kelsar and Paper Hands.
Remember the Raven twins, their sterns would get a pretty big gap between them as well. 315 and Titan kind of beating that spot between them.
True, yeah, I see the same thing there. Good point. Curious though, interesting, this was Bobbitt's fastest time. So Bobbitt completed lap 15, is still behind Commander Tenna with the other Raven, but lap 15 was Bobbitt's fastest lap, and it was 2 minutes 18 seconds. So really, really good time there, because the fastest lap for Tenna was 2:40.
Yeah, that is a Hall C. Believe it or not, we have a hallway and a Hall C in this race. Both doing surprisingly well. Little Hercules showboating there.
Yes, beautiful move by Euro Trucker, giving a quick spin way at the bottom of the
assertion there.
Kind of dropping low for that one, it looked like, but there they go, moving up. But yeah, that was some great moves from 2 big ships. Great job, well done, Euro Trucker. Yeah. If the Hull C does that, it may never stop.
The Hull C go through that checkpoint.
Nice straightaway there.
Of course they got the feed there.
I
love that ship so much.
That's great.
Beautiful, beautiful skin on that Titan.
Yeah, there's our Penguin, ladies and gentlemen. Elegant representation for the starter class there, which I think you can still get for $70 US, I think, for the game pack. So relatively affordable.
He is running the Renegade, which I think is a little bit more than that.
Is that the higher price point? It may be.
Yeah, that's like the more expensive variation, kind of like the Gladius Valiant.
Right.
He's running one of the best skins for it.
Kelsar has just completed lap 23, ladies and gentlemen, still in a comfortable lead. We are waiting on the 85X and the 2 following arrows to complete lap 23, but that's how far ahead Kelsar is. Let's talk about some of the other Auroras that we haven't mentioned a lot today. We've got Bleach Boy, 12 laps in, representing Das Cartel. Fastest lap was 3:46, and that was back on lap 5. So I've noticed that in the qualifiers, a lot of people were shaving seconds and seconds and seconds again and again and again as they progress through the race. In this case, we've had quite a few people who set really quick lap times up front and have just more comfortably raced as they start to kind of feel where they are on the field.
I will say again, they've been going for almost an hour here. Racer fatigue is real, and so is hand fatigue. Depending on your controls, what you have set up, hands are getting sweaty, hands are getting tired, eyes are getting sore here. Especially the planet going from day to nighttime, eye strain now becomes a factor. So these guys are doing their best to probably just stay on the track.
Yeah. Thank you very much for describing what I feel like right now. I'd love to know what the racers are going through. We did just get a notification on stream there. It looked like Bobbit has a ship destruction. That's going to be unfortunate, folks. That is one of our Saber Raven Owners Club. So we're down to one. 50% of our Ravens are now missing. It's sad.
We got the one cat up. I wonder how Maiden is doing. Looks like she's still in lap 4. I don't know if they got her into another cat or not. Looks like Arismer is catching up with their Reclaimer down in the heavy class.
4 laps in, yep. Spazzy McGee and a Mole. 6 laps completed.
I wonder if Maiden comes in, if she's going to be in a stock Caterpillar, if they're going to put her into another race breaker.
If anybody from the Happy Haulers wants to correct me in chat, because I know there's a lot of us in here, but if anybody from the Haulers wants to correct me, I believe that we did get Ariana the credits to buy a second cat in game, so I think she does have the replacement, if I recall correctly. So I think she'll be okay, but it's going to depend on how quickly she can get that and getting back into the race.
It's going to be interesting to see once we can actually affect some of the thrusters and change the engines on some of these ships, like what people can do with something like a Caterpillar, Yeah. I mean, thinking, seeing all the wear and tear on the engines here.
And we don't know, especially for the Caterpillar owners, we don't know, for example, how much duct tape did they bring, to start strapping pieces back together? Do they have enough baling wire to hold the seat to the floor? We don't know these things because, again, these are pilot choices. Let's talk about some of the other racers here. We've got Wahots representing Cordata Racing in an Aurora MR. They are 7 laps in, currently sitting at 29 on the leaderboard. We've also got Estrella still sitting comfortably right there in the mole in the heavy class, 8 laps completed, and they are 1, 2. Wait a minute. Nope, they're still sitting in 3rd. So Estrella is in 3rd now. Estrella has moved ahead of the Reclaimer and completed 8 laps. So that ranking has finally changed, ladies and gentlemen. Your heavy podium, if it finishes this way, will be 1, 2, 3 moles all the way across.
Looks like Oztec did have a little bit of a collision there in a Reclaimer. Too bad for whatever it hit.
Oh, and Calamity with a 2nd ship destroyed. If they don't have a 3rd, that is going to be the end of Calamity's night.
And 9 laps is not too bad on them. Looks like over half our racers now are past the 10 lap mark.
Yeah. No, definitely. We've seen some good laps from folks. Recognition to Renlos Malik racing in the Aurora class with an MR. They represent Star Prime. They do have 10 laps completed, and their 10th lap has been their fastest lap at 3 minutes and 49 seconds. So congratulations, Renlos, on continuing to improve your performance.
Dirk's comment, I will say this is one of my favorite scenes. I do wish there's a way to keep that on the side here to help people kind of know what they're looking at. Unfortunately, name tags are kind of tough to see in external view.
Exactly. Yeah, the difference between first person and third person is something that, maybe one day I'm going to hesitate and say Star Citizen 1.0. Maybe there will be a way to have an overlay with name tags for party markers. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, just put it in camera mode.
Yes, you do come back in with the same ship, assuming you do have a backup replacement.
Yeah. And that's all coordinated by our rejoin officer. They want to make sure that everything goes smoothly there. That should be, I believe, our 315. Am I looking at, or a 350? Who's flying through this?
That's the 315.
That's 315.
Yeah.
By Rossix, representing Southern Cross Alliance, pushing in on 19 laps, almost on their 20th.
Wow. Beautiful.
I made some good times. 2:42 on lap 8 was their fastest time.
Ladies and gentlemen, we can now announce that the open class ranking has slightly changed. Kelsar is still in 1st, but now Nextro is in 2nd, and the 85X flown by Zorion is in 3rd. Kelsar and Nextro have completed 25 laps. Zorion is looking for that 25th, but it is now Arrow 8, and it changes again.
Pushed. Those arrows are hungry. Nextro, I gotta say, with a heck of a recovery pushing up into 2nd.
Yeah. Nextro with a recovery. Paper Hands with a recovery. Yep.
Yeah, pushing that 85X back down.
Your open podium sits at Arrow. Wow. Wasn't sure if we were going to see that, but looks like the Arrows really want to win this, and they have been saving it for the end of the race.
Oh my goodness,
Currently,
the Ravens got split up even more.
Yeah, I think we're going to see sort of a permanent separation here because we know
5 laps.
Yeah, exactly. We know Bobbit had the crash, so it's just going to continue to separate. It's going to be a tough one there. The Avenger Titan has completed 17 laps, ladies and gentlemen. We're currently looking at the Aurora class. Again, no name tag, so we're not sure exactly who we're looking at. We can't even see paint at this point. It is so dark in Lorville, even with all the yellow lights.
I'll say our current Aurora leads here is Speedweed still at 14 laps with Steve CC right behind. Looks like they've been going neck to neck. The ES now pushing back up in front of the MR. ES ran by Professor Decoy at 14 laps and Red Wolfwood running that MR.
Yep. On top, sitting at number 5 in the Aurora class is Bleach Boy, representing Das Cartel and an Aurora LX. Followed fairly quickly behind by Space Tech and an Aurora LX representing Delta Diatas Racing. So the Aurora class is pretty tightly knit here. It doesn't look like a huge amount of separation, at least in the front of the pack.
Also, we're seeing a lot of LXs and MRs in the back. I'm very impressed with the way that ES is performing here, keeping up with the luxury variants of itself.
No, absolutely. That's a great mention there. The ES is currently sitting at 3rd, being flown by a very talented racing pilot. It is Prof Decoy. And I do want to recognize Prof Decoy because Decoy has been doing a lot of back-end work for Anzia Racing as well when it comes to other classes in these races. So thanks, Decoy, for all of your support of Crux Cup 2954. Where did it go? Okay, sorry, I lost a window for a second there. Want to give some quick recognition while we get closer to the end here. Want to remind everybody who our security team is. As you may have noticed, we haven't had a single issue with anybody griefing this race, and that is because of the Ragtag Mercs, the Turbor Corporation, Vanguard, Nova Intergalactic, and White Lightning Solutions. Thank you, 5 orgs, for doing what you do to keep this race safe.
I think we're nearing the final minutes of the race here.
We definitely are. Ball Bounce is asking in chat, did he die? No, Henkin's right here. He's doing great. He may be out of the Care Bear suit, but that doesn't mean he's dead. He's very healthy.
They'll never get me back in.
The timer is stopped forever.
Speaking of not being in Care Bear suit, if you guys like these beautiful V-necks, don't forget to check out Exclamation Merch and help support the Crux Cup and Anzia Racing.
If you are looking to learn more about Anzia Racing and the many events that they host throughout Star Citizen throughout the year, also go to anziaracing.com, which you can find at what I just put in chat, exclamation website. Drop in there. That is also going to be the place in the future where you can register for the race. If you are inspired by what you see in Crux Cup 2954 with these champion racers and you say, now it's my turn, go for it. Go to anziaracing.com, learn more about the race that you're interested in, and drop in your application. Henkin needs a Crux Cup Care Bear suit. No, there's a level of trauma there that we just can't get in.
Oh, more suits, please. I forgot what this feels like.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I do see that in chat. You guys saw it a little bit before I did. Maiden Ariana has given us an update. The backup Caterpillar has a bug. Only 2 engines are firing. Maiden Ariana is out of the Crux Cup. Hate to see it.
Looks like the white flag is thrown here.
Leader is on their final lap.
Now we got Qualsar over here in first place with 28.
Unbelievable.
Very impressive performance by Qualsar today. Pretty impressed with Nextro as well. It was a lot of spots they made up.
Yeah.
They made
I
up.
think 3 of our top 4, I could be misremembering this if anybody wants to correct me from race staff, but I think Nextro and Paper Hands and Zorion all had crashes or some sort of a delay today, and they've all kept their place in top 4. So if so, congratulations, and Kelsar has just been running a nearly flawless race.
And another shout out on the Reclaimer pilots. Good balance of VTOL and thrust there. Very surprised we haven't seen one turtle over.
Good point. Yeah, we haven't seen that yet. So just to show a little bit of the gap, Henkin has referenced this a couple of times. We know there's now a gap between the two Saber Raven owners. Unfortunately, there was a crash. But now Kelsar has completed lap 28. The closest Saber Raven has completed, and that's commanded by Commander Tenna, completed lap 22. So this gap is just stretching itself out as Kelsar continues to put on this really amazing performance.
Yeah, with the Auroras, the two Alexas still lead with the ES right behind.
Yeah. I am really curious if we have an update on Hugs and Nugs, because Maiden Ariana is out and was not able to grab a second ship, or at least a functioning second ship. Where are we with Hugs and Nugs? Are they also out due to a lack of a second ship?
I feel like that Reclaimer might have gone down.
I would agree. I think we're in the same boat there. Captain Biscuit in the Hull C also hasn't moved out of lap 6 in a while, and their last lap was 20 minutes long. So I think we may have a Hull C that is no longer in contention here.
And the race is finished.
Racers are finished. Here we go. We're getting our updates, everybody. Steve CC
Beautiful job by Echo,
finish.
by the way. Amazing job with the overlays.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, I stand corrected. Captain Biscuit just finished 8th place with a Hull C. So it was not a destruction. Zorion in the 85X knocked out of podium position. Sad to see it. The 85X piloted by Zorion in 4th place as an official finish time. That means, ladies and gentlemen,
for him.
1, 2, and 3, you've got arrows. Unbelievable. What a race.
I'll say very impressed with the Hull C performance, and did not expect it to do so well.
True. I've got to give recognition to Ren Primus representing my org, the Happy Haulers, racing in a raft today, finished in 4th place. And if I recall the qualifiers correctly, Ren finished 4th place in the qualifiers as well. For those who don't know, as I said, Happy Haulers is not a racing org. We just sponsor racers that are racing cool industrial ships. This was Ren's first professional race. Finished 4th in the heavy class, and it was their first race. So congratulations to Ren Primus for doing that. Where did we get? And it looks like that is also complete for the heavy class. Congratulations to Herbie in 1st place, Mad Cat in 2nd, and Estrella in 3rd. So similar to the open class, now for the heavy classes, your 1st, your 2nd, and your 3rd position, all the same ship. They are all moles.
I tell you who
What
we're
a
taking
race
mining.
we've had. Yeah, we see where the power lies. Congratulations to all of our finishers today, and thank you to everybody who was in chat. Thank you for cheering on your specific racer. Thank you for cheering on your specific org, whatever it was that you wanted to represent. We always appreciate you being here. Given that support in the chat, this is what makes live racing really, really exciting, because we can watch these people fly around all day, but these events are for you. Avenger Titan finishing in 8th place. Did I just see the C2? Where did the C2 land? I think we just had Speedweed takes 1st in the Aurora class. Really, really well done.
I've got confirmation from Race Direction that the results are ready, and after that we can also try and interview the 1st place winners.
Excellent. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at our final results of the day. We're going to take a look at our final grid. Where did the podiums end up? You get to see it all in one screen. Echo, whenever you are ready, let's show folks where we are going, and then we will talk to our finishers. We will drag them in. I should say the amazing Echo is going to drag them in. Let's see where they end up.
All right, here are the results for the Crux Cup 2154 OpenGP. So in first place, congratulations to Sanguislena, completing 29 laps. Kelsar and Paper Hands taking home that first place. Well done. Second place, we've got Frontier Consolidated, also completing 29 laps. Nextro and the Arrow, well done. Impressive effort. And Ryakira and the Hammerhead following behind. So good to see you both racing together as a team. And third place, we've got Turbo Corporation completing 26 laps with Zorian. Well done. Outstanding effort. And congratulations to all racers for surviving an hour of endurance race this Crux Cup. It was really difficult. Next we've got Aurora Racing Class. First place is XGR White with 17 laps. Speedweed and Steve CC taking home that first place. Congratulations. In second place we've got Frontier Consolidated with 16 laps. Professor Decoy and Loud Guns. Outstanding effort, Frontier. And at third place, we've got Core Data Racing with 16 laps. Just behind them, Reed Wolfwood and Wahatz. Great job, both of you. And congratulations to all other racers in the Aurora class. And next we've got the Heavy Racing class. In first place, Punch Buggy with 12 laps, Herbie and Estrella. Congratulations on taking home the win today. And second place, we've got XGR Heavy with 11 laps. HGT Madcat. Great effort today. I think you're all in moles today. It was so cool to see them flying and representing the miners out there. And in third place, we've got Happy Haulers with 9 laps. And Ren Primus and Maiden Ariana as a team bringing home that third place. Congratulations. And to all other heavy class racers, well done. It is an achievement to survive the endurance races of the Crux Cup. Thank you all racers for coming out here today and putting down some incredible times and effort.
So happy to see that. Incredible performances by all of those teams.
Alright,
nice
we're gonna
to see
try and
Maiden
drag
make it
some
up there as
races
well.
in now. Let's see. Yeah, exactly. Good job, Maiden. We're gonna drag the open class races in here, so we're going to try and get Kelsar and Paper Hands into this channel.
Stand by, everybody. We're going to be talking to the winners in just a second. It looks like Kelsar has just shown up. To say that we are impressed, Kelsar, would be an understatement. Now that we have watched you go through the qualifiers and the championship race here, you had a commanding lead, an incredible performance. I would love to know, now that you're done, what did you think of these races?
They were fabulous. I always have a lot of fun on these community tracks. I mean, I just hope to have something like this eventually in the PU or maybe in Arena Commander. But these tracks are just amazing. Having the ability to race with other people at large scale like this is really exciting to, especially in these type of races like what Ansia Racing sets up, where there's multiple types of ships and you're having to go through traffic. Luckily, these tracks are big enough where you can have big ships, small ships, fast ships, slow ships, it doesn't matter. But navigating through the traffic and, just doing your best and avoiding everything. And, the day-night cycles also make it interesting. So I enjoy all these races. And now, finishing them, I just can't wait for the next one.
100%, that makes sense. Paper Hands, welcome in here. Again, an incredible performance. Walk us through the challenge that you had. Was it a crash early on in the race? I'm trying to remember. You had a ship destruction, is that correct?
Yeah, I was going through the checkpoint 1 and ran into the back end of a whole seat. So that was my one accident, but it was a lot better than my preliminaries where I think I crashed like 5 or 6 times. So I'm still happy with just the one crash.
Baby
Fantastic.
steps.
Yeah. Baby steps. That's great. We're very happy for both of you. Congratulations on your wins. And obviously, you two have put together an incredible representation for the team of Sanguis Luna. You did a great job and representing the Anvil Arrow so well. Congratulations on what you did here today, and congratulations on your winning prize. Well done.
Thank you.
Thanks. May I say one more thing? Just FYI, to all those people watching that say, wow, that looks like fun. I wish I could do it. Come out and do it. This is Paperhand's first race ever. So just put in a little bit of time of practice. Anyone can do this. Come out and join us.
Excellently well said. I did not know that, by the way.
quick.
Paper Hands, congratulations. I did not know this was your first. I thought Ren was our first racer and our only first racer, but well done.
Thank you. And it definitely helped having a mentor like Hillsar to show me the ropes. But yeah, it was really exciting. I'll be back.
Gentlemen, what were your toughest challenges here on the racetrack for each of you? For doing a hour-long endurance race.
I'll take that first. Biggest challenge is just keeping a cool mind, relaxing, and it is an endurance race. So the arms, the fingers, whatever you're using, pedals, they do get tired, right? So best thing to do is have a little bit of good breakfast or dinner, wherever you are. It might be dinner or supper, but be fully hydrated and energized, and don't overdo it the day before. This is my biggest thing, is I don't over practice the day before. Just get your muscle move back in, and that's it. So the for endurance, it's mostly just being able to not get tired, the fatigue.
And I think with me, it was getting used to the soup, or just the mass amount of other players, avoiding them, flying around them, which obviously I had an issue with that halfway through the race. But and in what Kilthar said, we had a short practice yesterday, but let the fingers and the arms rest. But getting used to the soup, staying rested, and yeah, it was solid though.
Good job, guys.
Thank you.
All right, gentlemen, it was a pleasure having you. We're going to move on to the Aurora interviews. Good job, guys. Enjoy that win. Got some bragging rights.
Guys, we've got our Aurora winners coming in here, both representing Team XGR White. It is Speedweed and Steve CC. Lads, how was it? What'd you think of the race?
Hello.
Intense, as always. It's a lot of fun.
Hankin had a great question for the last team.
Sure.
Let's ask it again. What was some big challenges for you guys? Where did that, what slowed you down? What did you have to overcome?
I'll let you go first, Steve.
I think dodging all the heavy traffic, it's one of the most fun parts, but you can't just have your fun practice lines. You have to just be aware of all the other traffic and go around it and give a wide berth, because you don't really have speed to go around folks. So you just have to be careful with your lines. But yeah, that definitely can slow us down. I think we both got lucky in that refueling worked for both of us, so we were able to just get in and out of the pit. So blessing the CIG gods there.
Nice.
Absolutely. The big ships are definitely
Flying your
biggest
LXs, did
issues.
you guys find your leather seats help you out at all compared to those ES and MR pilots?
we were in ESs. It's just the submissions were wrong initially.
So you were racing ESs the entire, really?
Wow. They were on the LXs, right?
No, they just said ES. They said the submission was
It
wrong.
wasn't. I didn't hear. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we changed over to the ES. It's the latest, I think, or second latest.
With that
Second
said,
lightest.
did you guys run full components? Did you guys strip a cooler? What you guys have in there that you think pushed you over the edge there?
Stripping, clearly. There's no way you are ever going to run a race with weapons on,
I
for
don't
sure.
hear it.
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
and this track
gotcha.
really, I think it just comes down to lines and boost timings. I know with the Aurora, if you can have a clean boost through a gate, you don't lose time slowing down, because it takes a long time to get back up to speed. If you pull a really sharp turn and don't have enough boost, you can lose a couple of seconds per lap easy.
That ship
Yeah.
is a
Thank-
brick.
Well, more or less. I mean, it does have really good maps, so it's surprisingly strong. Once you hit that boost, it just pulls into that turn cleanly and fast. It recharges its boost relatively quick as well. it's a pretty good little ship.
Steve,
you
I had
really
a
need
follow-up
to
question
maintain
for you.
speed 'cause
In
you don't have to
in
main
all of
engine
the
speed up.
for all of the submission information that we had, Steve, what setup are you running? Are you on sticks? Or you got mouse and keyboard? Steve, what do you have?
I'm dual sticks and pedals for this race. Funny enough, last 2 years, Crux, I actually ran a throttle and stick just so I could leave it mashed all the way forward. But this one, just because of the track, I ended up just doing dual sticks and pedals.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, we were curious because we had the information. We know that Speedweed was running Hosos setup. I assume, Speed, that's still true, correct? You've got your dual VKBs?
Dual BKBs, yeah.
Okay. All right. So yeah, so we were just curious what Steve was running. So I'm glad to know that. Sad to see that it's not a mouse and keyboard, but I'll get over it. Anyways, so guys, certainly that was important. Challenges in terms of this race. Was there anything that you felt was limiting, anything that changed from the qualifiers to today's championship race? Where did you feel in terms of your performance last week versus this week?
I think both of us did a bit better this time around. Actually, we managed to find, just in the last few minutes of practice, the most optimal racing line, which has been an ongoing thing for all of these Crux races, I think, lately. And by lately, I mean like the past 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah, we cracked under 340 for the first time in practice. I think just an hour before the race. So we were chasing to get below a 340 lap in practice. So
It's all right. You put on an amazing race here today. Congratulations on your first place wins. You guys did an incredible job, and thank you for racing in the Aurora class today.
Thank you.
Also, shout out to Prof Decoy for being really awesome. I know Prof was running in second for most of the race, and there was kind of an unfortunate collision. So that was a really, really awesome racing from that team.
Yeah, great
Really feel
competition. We
awesome being
loved
there.
seeing you guys race. Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
All right, everybody. Up next, we've got our heavies coming in. They are going to be talking to us. We've got our heavy class winners. And again, both represented by moles here. It should be Herbie and where did they go? Wait, did they show up? There we go. There we got Herbie and Estrella. Welcome into both of you. Congratulations on your win. What did you think of today's race? How did it go for you?
Oh, thank you. Hello. It was very fun. Chaotic though. A lot of names on the screen and ships within paths. A little too close.
Are you saying it's complicated racing a heavy ship when you've got, I don't know, other ships flying around you at 3 times your speed? Does that make things more difficult for the heavy class? Or do you sort of just take your lane and say, look, if you hit me, you're the one that dies? What is sort of your logic when it comes to how you position yourself on the track?
Yeah, for the little ships, I'm like, well, this is my lane. If you come into me, chances are, I'll survive. But the reclaimers, I had to duck under and weave past a couple of them, and it gets a bit spicy when you near them. They'll kill you without even changing direction or whatever.
100% true. Any big changes that you experienced from the qualifying race to the championship race today? Anything that you saw was significantly different or impacted either positively or negatively your performance?
Just basically the way I was flying, I guess. I learned to use my VTOLs on the second to last gate, and then on the actual start line to turn that little bit quicker and save me boost. So it ends up working out and saves a real big chunk of time.
Okay, I can understand that. One final question for both of you, and I would love to know, you finished first place racing heavy ships in a professional race today. What would you recommend to somebody who wants to get into racing based on all of your experience that you've had thus far?
Yeah, I'd say the heavy class is a great place to learn and start with. It's very slow paced. It's very easy to keep on with your TVI management, and keep that down. Gets you learning some good habits. So yeah, it's a great one to learn, especially with the Herc. No, we didn't have the Herc in the heavy class this year. It was in the actual Open, but looked like Euro Trucker was killing it in that.
Yeah. As I said at the beginning of the race, I love watching the heavies fly around this track. So thank you for what you did here today. And first place is yours. GG's. Go have a good night.
Thank you very much. Thanks everyone for putting on the race and all the racers for making this a real fantastic day. So I'll remember it for a good while.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to wrap up the OpenGP class here of Crux Cup 2954. We have our champions. We've got our podium wins. We are now going to go over to a little bit of prep time. We've got some things to show you, but we're going to get ready for 1 hour from now ish. We're going to be getting ready for the Pro GP Championships. Echo, anything the audience needs to know before we move on?
Thank you all so much for watching us today. We'll be back in 30 minutes. These events are better because you are here to witness all of these deserving races. Thank you to everyone that supports us, and congratulations to the winners. Looking forward to seeing you at the next Pro GP. I've been Ekivit. Inken, do you want to say something?
I just want to say a special shout out to all the racers and everyone who helped out as well. A special shout out to my co-host, DJ over here. An absolute pleasure today, guys. You guys have been amazing. Shout out to Echo and especially Anzia Racing for putting all of this together. And then how about see you guys in an hour?
Lovely. We'll see you in 30 minutes, everyone.
30 minutes. Yeah, 30 minutes we've got here. We'll see you right back here on the channel.
Come and set me free. Come and set me free. Give me what I need. Come and set me free. Give me what I need. Come and set me free.